Hello, I'm Benwin Bronzebottom, celebrity dwarf and video game enthusiast, and this is my sidekick, Crowy.
Hello.
Quiet, you. I'm here to tell everyone about Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. It's a Dungeons & Dragons-based strategy game from Codename Entertainment.
It's a management game with an emphasis on formation strategy, where you assemble parties of legendary heroes and send them on adventures through the Forgotten Realms.
Heroes? Crowy, don't you mean champions?
Players unlock legendary champions of the Forgotten Realms, like Dritz Duerden and the Companions of the Hall, Farida and Havilar from the Brimstone Angels saga, and many more. Assemble the best adventuring party possible based on your formation options, champion abilities, and the obstacles and enemies you face.
Or just smash your mouse button repeatedly like I do and hope for the best.
Each champion has an incredible array of skills and items to let you customize your style and play even further.
Farther. Farther means more distant, further is figurative.
Well, I meant more distant, but figuratively.
That's forther.
Well, customize your style even further, because Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is available on all your favorite gaming platforms. Steam for PC and Mac, Web, Epic Game Store, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, iOS tablets, and Android devices.
Well, let me know when it comes to the BlackBerry. I'm not giving up that phone. It's the only keyboard I can use.
I hear it's coming to the smart fridge next spring.
Waterdeep, the city of splendors, is peaceful at night. Old friends gather at the yawning portal and share stories about the threats to our city. Threats that never sleep. Waterdeep needs warriors. My name is Laeral Silverhand. I've summoned the greatest heroes in Faerun, the Warriors of Waterdeep.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Gaxx Pack. Hi.
Says that every time.
Do what every time?
No, I said, who says Gaxx Packs every time? Somebody's saying it in the background. I can't. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Hold on.
No.
You know what? Matt asked me if I was prepared, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm totally prepared." I was
and then
not
we went
prepared.
live, and now everyone's watching you, Jason.
It was totally a lie, and I was like trying to, it was my whole like people pleaser problem. So I was just trying to say that I was ready when clearly I wasn't.
F in chat for Jason.
We are unpacking a lot, like in the first 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready now. You might notice we're down one. Let me just get that out of the way. B Dave. Oh yeah, we got a hype train going. This is great. We're halfway to the fate point. So B Dave, as he's broadcast to the world, is filming LA by Night today. And like normally I would be like, Dave is off doing something secret, but he didn't make it a secret. So, we're allowed to say that he's doing that.
He's almost as bad as me.
He's off filming that. So he'll be back with us next week. In the meantime, Eric is going to portray Thanato today.
Thanato. Sorry. Do it.
Thanato.
And I regret everything I've ever said to Leaf. He's right about everything.
Perfect.
Thank you, Thanato. That means a lot to me.
Like somewhere,
that's
B Dave is just like, ugh.
That's up to Dave to figure out how to get himself out of that, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, I blacked out. I drank too much. What happened?
We've got some great sponsors today. We've got
Doritos. Thank you
we've got
so
a new
much.
sponsor. Yeah, we decided that snacks definitely needs a snack sponsor. So
Yes.
if anybody out there owns a snack company,
I'd like to suggest Hunt's, the snack pack. Come on. Perfect
That's
marriage of
also very
names.
good.
Mm-hmm. Do you like
I
pudding?
it.
Do you
I
enjoy
like it.
pudding?
I mean, I dare you to find a person who does not enjoy a cup of pudding.
That's the right answer.
I have like a tub of banana pudding as big as my head, and in there right now, I will eat banana pudding live.
Which surprise, just fun fact, the original name for the show before Gaxx Pack was in fact Tub of Banana Pudding, but we shut it down.
It was too long. We couldn't.
Yeah,
we
we
couldn't.
shut that
Leaf
down.
lore is so
Mhm.
interesting.
Leaf
I
lore.
love leaf lore.
We kind of have a surprise for everybody, and I think we've been like stalling long enough that we
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
play that surprise now and then introduce ourselves. Because
Okay.
the surprise kind of introduces us. Here we go. We're getting a countdown. Here's a surprise for everyone. That was exactly what we wanted.
Perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Woo!
What do you guys think?
Yay!
Exactly.
Yes, somebody got it. Somebody got it. 90s
They even got the
sitcom.
90s part too.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that was Gaxx Pack. Thank you so much for joining us today, everybody.
That's all we
nice.
got. Like, how can we, you know?
Next week.
We can't
When
we
we do
can't
that.
follow our own intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No,
bar has been
no.
set too high.
Mm-hmm.
People like it. Oh my God, that's amazing. Pretty nice intro.
Oh, I'm so happy.
This
This
is why-
Amazing intro. I like
Yeah.
that.
Top that, people.
So that was fun.
No pressure.
Yeah, we thought I wrote the song to hopefully encapsulate sort of what our show is. It's like,
Yeah.
the seriousness at the beginning and then just crazy 90s sitcom.
Yep.
For most of it. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that. All right. So now let's talk about us and we'll talk about our sponsors and then we'll get back into the game. My name is Jason Charles Miller. I'm the Dungeon Master for this game, and I will be trying to kill everyone today. That's my
Yay.
job. No, it's not my job, but my job is to make things challenging for people. People like Eric Campbell, who's going to be playing 2 characters today. So I'm going to let Eric introduce himself first. Eric?
Yes. Hi, my name is Eric Campbell. I am playing Leaf, the orc monk of the Way of Mercy and cleric of the Way of Peace. He is a very demonic, rage-filled, terrible, hateful individual, as you can tell. And then I'm also playing Thanato, the dead drow elf brought back to life, cleric wizard, who is beautiful and happy and just like really compassionate towards everyone and really just the heart of the party.
And
That's it. And what? I'm
What
getting a text
about-
from B Dave. Is B Dave yelling at me right
the
now?
other, the other character that you're going to be.
Oh, okay. I just said Thanato. I'm playing Thanato and Leaf. I just said
Okay,
him.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
boy.
B Dave's not yelling. B
It
Dave.
was like, am I playing a third? Okay. And I'm
Dave's like, I
also
can't help
playing-
you. I asked B Dave for help. He's like, I can't help. So,
Yeah.
so there you go. Aliza Pearl, tell us about Javi.
Yes, Javi is an Air Genasi celestial warlock, and I'm Lisa Pearl. I play her in this Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign. We all sit here and play this game and roll dice together. What else can I explain today? Anyone else have anything they'd like me to explain or answer? Any big questions?
Why are you so amazing? You've yet to answer that. I've been asking you that for like 3 years.
I
and you have
refuse to
not-
answer that question,
That's what I'm
and you
saying.
know
Listen,
that, Eric.
Here we are
I
again.
cannot reveal my secrets.
Here we are again. All right.
Anyway, that's me.
Hey, you're
That's
the
me.
only person I've ever known to use the word precisely in a
Oh.
in perfectly
Really?
in a perfect sentence.
Wait, really? What?
Mm-hmm.
I have?
Yeah, when we did that, we did that ad for Nerdist together when they said that someone was coming, and you said precisely. It was perfect. Anyway, we'll have to link that.
Oh my God.
All right, this is becoming a hangout.
Yeah.
Hi, Adriana. Tell us about Grab.
Hello, hi. My name is Adriana Cazador, and I am playing Grath, the Tiefling Ranger, who is also a Horizon Walker, and she is the nervous leader of the pack. She's a little bit anxious about everybody's decisions that they make as we traverse dangerous lands, but we somehow come out all right on the other end. So, and yeah, you can find me online at Adriosa or Adriosa Gaming.
All right, and Vivka.
Oh,
Right.
whoa. Hi, everyone. I am Vivid Vivka. I play Snacks. I am a 2.5 foot tall, like 30-pound kobold. I am a barbarian. I am the rabid lizard dog of the group, an absolute nightmare thyroid of bad decisions. I'm super hurt. And, but yeah, Vivid Vivka, that's me. Snacks.
Oh,
Me.
you need to be healed right now?
Oh, I'm so hurt.
Oh yeah, you got messed up. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I got like
Yeah.
aggressively messed up, and then Leaf was like, "Here's 9 points," and I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
I
You need about
appreciate you.
90
It was
more.
good, but dang.
Okay. Let me tell you guys a little bit about our sponsors really quick before we get started. Of course, we're on the Gary Con Live channel, and we're sponsored by Gary Con, which is a ongoing Dungeons and Dragons. This is an ongoing Dungeons and Dragons adventure brought to you by Gary Con, an annual gaming convention celebrating the life and works of Gary Gygax, the father of role-playing games, the co-creator of Dungeons and Dragons. And our sponsors today are, of course, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Dwarven Forge. A newer sponsor is the Warriors of Waterdeep, and we have a brand new sponsor today, Norse Foundry Dice.
Norse.
Yay!
That's the dice I roll with. Norse Foundry's awesome.
Yeah,
Pretty.
they even
Yeah.
make the signature JCM die, which I'm holding right now.
Oh, hit me up,
Oh.
Norse Foundry.
Boom.
I'm your
Yeah,
fan.
we could get a Campbell. We need an Eric Campbell.
Oh.
I kind of want it to be like a Campbell soup can, though, like folded into a D20.
Oh God, I'm reliving,
Legally distinct.
reliving all my bullying in middle
All right,
school.
no, all right, I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, not this Campbell soup.
Oh no.
I didn't mean that. I meant that in a nice way.
No, I own it now. I have Converse, and Lisa's seen them. I have a pair of Chucks that's Campbell soup cans. So
Yeah, own it.
own it.
Yeah. It's now your brand.
It's my
Your
brand. My
So,
brand.
where we left off last was the Gaxx pack was in search of Dowd's Wondrous Lanthorn for your boss Ganzerg, and you are now inside the lost caverns of Sajkanth. You have successfully passed the talking walls. You met some peck creatures that sang a song. Actually, you didn't meet them. They sang a song, and you slowly backed out of the room, so you never actually interacted with them.
Oh, yeah.
You you killed a clay golem. What else? You guys battled something else last week too.
Yeah.
Bunch
Yeah.
of bats.
The manta ray things with
Oh,
skull
Oh right,
heads.
yeah, of course.
Cloakers.
Cloaker. You guys
Cloakers.
battled the
Mhm.
Cloaker,
Good old
which you
classics.
thought were 3, but turns out he was mirror imaging. So when you got the one, took the other 2. Right now, you are just out of combat. You had just taken down this clay golem. You are in a long hallway, and off to your left, you see a river. But tell me what's going on. I know some of you need healing and all that, so we're jumping right back into the adventure right now.
Yeah. So how far? First of all, how wounded are you, Snacks? How bad is it?
Just looking at her, like her one eye is puffy out of her snoot, like a little bit of blood is coming.
So
Like,
beyond the narrative, how many hit points are you down?
oh, I was like, are we meta? Or like, do we actually say, well, I'm real bad at math, but I'm gonna think about 23 points.
So you're 23 points down. Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm wondering, do we have time for we have time for a short rest?
Oh,
It's been-
yeah.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. There's lots of caverns here. You could.
yeah.
can also do a healing light thing.
If we have enough time for,
I mean,
I don't know. Do we have an idea of what time of day it is at this point? I know we're in a
I mean,
cave.
we're
but,
underground. It doesn't matter.
But do we? Well, I mean, how late is it? Because to get to long, I'm wondering about a long rest.
Mhm.
Like, is it too early to take a long rest, or could we take one, or do we want to take a short rest?
It's not
mean,
too early to take a long
Yeah,
rest.
it's not that we only have to sleep at night.
Mm.
Anything can be a long rest if you work at it.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that that's something we could do right now, because sometimes I guess it matters if you like how often you take long rests, if we're gonna run out of like rations or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Because if y'all are down for a long rest, then I can have, then Donato will show an unusual amount of charity to everybody.
Is it, we're going to just camp out in this hallway thing?
I think so. Well,
This room, because we were in this room with the stone creature, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right.
it was the long hallway, and then it like curves to the left. 100
There's
something
bats.
feet.
Yeah, and there's bats
Yeah, I was gonna
in
say,
the other
let's-
room.
Let's not camp in the room full of bat crap. And,
Yeah.
and if y'all are down, I say let's take a long rest.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Snacks goes over to the puddle of blood of hers and kind of like puts some dust on it and tries to sweep it away, and turns to Javi and is like, I cleaned it for you.
Oh.
Ah."
Oh, how nice of you. Thank you. So lovely. And I kind of come over and settle down into this spot that you cleaned off.
To note, it's still dirty and full of blood.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Okay.
Snacks.
Donato.
are-
Oh, go ahead.
Snacks, are you all right? You
Yeah.
took quite a beating.
I'm totally great.
Let's see. What do I have? Maybe I can try to help you here.
It's
Donato-
okay. I think just maybe sleeping it off. I'm just going to shed my skin. I'll feel better.
Will
Donato
you?
can cast level 3 cure wounds on you.
I'm sorry.
Donato can cast a level 3 cure wounds on you.
What?
Would you like that?
I mean,
Since we're
whatever
about to,
ends up,
since we're about to long rest, why not?
Okay.
whatever ends up happening. I could sleep. I could get healed. Either way, I think I broke a rib, so we could do something.
All right,
We
he's
should
gonna-
do something about that.
Yes,
we're
we
gonna
need
cast
to
level
rest,
3.
everybody. Donato, are you going to help Snacks out?
Yes.
Thank you.
Healing after violence.
Okay. Oh, I can't. That's what's happening. I forgot. I've got to do this manually. Okay, one sec. Okay, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3. Plus how much? Plus 3.
Hey, thanks for the raid, Lawful Stupid RPG. Welcome to the show.
It's a
So
great
you get
name.
19 hit points back.
Nice.
Cool.
Lawful Stupid.
Donato casts that at level 3.
Does anyone else need some healing?
I'm okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Snacks holds up her finger and she has like one tiny little paper cut size cut, and she's like,
Okay.
no,
Um,
I'm kidding. I'm fine.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna roll 1d6 from my healing light pool.
Okay.
And you got 5.
I needed 4.
Well, you have
Well, that's
a
much better.
little extra spark now.
Well, now I'm actually feeling quite chipper. I mean, I guess we could still sleep if you guys need. I'm feeling great now. Oh, wait. Pop that rib back in. All right, let's go.
We should definitely.
Let's get a
Lee,
rest.
Can you make me a perception check?
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Leaf? Was it Leaf?
Leaf? You want
Yeah.
leaf too?
Mhm.
Okay. That's a 6. So I roll, so a total of 12.
Well, you notice now. What if you guys look at that map of 10B of where you are,
Mhm.
where you battled that clay golem was towards the top of the map, and you see where the hallway continues to go on to the north, or there's like a little, there's something off to the left, and then there's a little sort of nook down there that goes to the south. Leaf feels that you could all go in there and maybe rest right there and be able to guard it without having anything come up on you from behind.
Okay.
Yes.
I will make that recommendation. Leaf just says, And
Yeah, we should definitely sleep in the foot.
In the foot?
You do hear the sound of running water, though, further off to the left.
Do you all hear that as well? Some water?
I thought that was just me. I have to go to the bathroom so bad now.
Well, I mean, we're standing in one right now, so.
In a bathroom? I mean, if you want.
No, maybe not right here, but just find a place down the hallway if you need to. But we need to investigate further here. But be very careful. Remember the poem. The water, something to do with water and doom and death
and death.
So let's proceed safely.
Yeah, safety can happen after nappies.
We're not nappies yet.
What?
No nap yet. Not yet. We're almost.
Wait, we long rested though, right?
Oh, did we already rest?
No, you haven't yet.
You haven't yet. Okay.
Yeah, you're about to.
Should we investigate the water first, or rest and then investigate?
Let's find a safe place to rest, and then.
Leaf got a sense that this was a safe place to rest, right? That's what that roll was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
the little foot
Well,
cave.
we don't know that. All right. Sure. All right. In that case, yeah.
So we rest first, and then we investigate once we're nice and perked up.
Yes,
but
let's
obviously
try to go down that little hallway thing to the left there. Looks like it's out of the way and hidden.
Yeah.
And I think while we're keeping watch, we're definitely keeping watch in the direction of the water in case anything decides to slither up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, good idea. Let's not have our backs to the water. Let's go into this little, it's like a little long cave in there. Well, I'd like to just, check out the room, make sure nothing, like snatch it like a stalactite or something, just make sure that cave is safe for everybody.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make me a survival check.
What were those second edition D&D monsters that were disguised as stalactites? That would fall on you?
21.
I can't remember what they're called.
I just remember from Zelda, there's stalactites. There's like icicles that will kill you. 21.
Yeah, look, the cave is dark and a little bit damp, kind of like the rest of this level of the dungeon. But you feel that you could lay your packs down and lay your blankets down and feeling the walls, you feel like they're pretty solid, that there's no secret door that's going to open behind you or anything like that. With that roll of 21, you feel fairly confident that you could all sleep right there.
Let's get camp here then, everyone. Get as much rest as possible. I'll take first watch. Donato will you help with the... Okay.
Yep. Donato will just watch for everybody. As per usual.
Right.
Donato will
grateful
come through this and stand guarding the windows. Yeah. So Donato just kind of, I've always wanted to do this. So Donato just kind of widens his stance and just stands there like a statue and stares in the direction of the water.
Okay.
Snacks curls up to sleep inside the widened stance, kind of like around one of his ankles, asleep half on his boot. And it's almost as if she is purring softly with her snoring because Donato just like healed her so good.
And Javi will just curl up in a corner somewhere further into the cave.
Okay. Thanato hears a lot of sounds throughout your rest. From the running water, he feels like perhaps there might be something else moving on the water. The water is moving very fast. He also feels like from the north and the south of the cave that there's rustling. If you recall, there were thousands of bats that flew through there. They're all kind of settling back in. it's not a quiet cave, we'll put it that way, but you do successfully have your long rest. Could you please roll the portents for tonight?
I did.
Okay, great.
I rolled an 8 and a 1.
All right.
So
One can be good.
the good news is I can turn someone's 1 into an 8.
Mhm.
Better news is I can turn someone's 20 into a 1.
Or an 8.
Nice.
Either way, not
So
bad.
Sweet. All right, everybody. Are we feeling all right? Snacks, are you healed?
long rest.
Oh,
Feeling quite well, actually.
In a
have you as well?
rest.
Okay.
Yep.
Donato, you
Feeling-
don't need to rest, but I appreciate the watch.
Anytime.
Thank you.
That's
All
what I
right.
do.
Shall we investigate this water? Well, let's revisit the poem, though. So, what about the water again, Javi?
I mean, Donato will have definitely reported to the party that that there was lots of noise coming from the water.
Wait, there was
Last night.
noise.
Like
what
splashing? Yeah. What kind of noise?
I mean, the description of
Activity.
that, yeah, that like, you know, maybe they were having a pool party somewhere not too far away.
Twister, Scrabble,
Donato communicates
activities.
that.
Mhm. And Javi pulls out this note again and is scanning for water references, but right now my eye, maybe I just waking up, so I'm not seeing water references anymore. Let's see. Da-da-da.
I find
there
that when
actually
I
wasn't.
wake up, my eyes don't really work right until I clean them.
And she starts licking her eyeballs.
You just kind of work it like that.
Oh yes, I forgot to clean my eyeballs.
Yeah, I know that your tongue might not be able to do it, so if you want me to do it for you.
Oh no, actually, I just found it. Thank you so much, Snacks. Here it is. So it's actually cut off. It's hard to kind of deliver this to you and have it make sense because it doesn't really with all the smudges and stains. But let's see. The right way was beyond and narrow, which is where we are. So, and then a big stain, and then maybe learn. I don't know. Lies straight past another stain, and then the span swiftly to plunge to doom were the what, and then a smudge. I think that's water there. I think that water.
That seems likely.
Yeah.
Plunging into water. What was the thing before it? Like a
Yes. Let's see. So
tunnel?
straight and narrow lies straight past something. The span swiftly to plunge to doom were the water. So there's a plunge to doom that has to do with the water.
Let's proceed with caution then.
Yeah, generally whenever the word doom pops up in a poem.
Mm.
Caution.
Although that's not actually here. I'll
Thank you, Javi.
I'll give
Oh,
you
thank
guys
you.
that's not the poem. That's the note that you got from the hermit.
No,
From
Oh, the
wizard
note
lizard
from the.
hermit.
Oh yeah. So
Poem.
the poem.
I don't know.
Do
why
I
called
have
it a
that?
Poem. I
Yeah,
apologize.
we read the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
Although the poem doesn't reference water either.
Okay.
So.
But you meant the note, right? Right.
Yeah, I meant the
Craft.
note. I
Okay.
apologize, Javi.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I knew what you meant.
Rough sleeping without the stars above is weird. Being in a cave again.
I agree. I totally agree.
Okay.
This is
All
the
right,
best
everyone.
sleep I've had this entire time. I love it.
Okay, I'm glad you're feeling better.
That was some of the best standing I've done in weeks.
Functional at this point. Well, let's continue then, but very, very silently towards the water.
So you're gonna proceed towards the water.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a new
The-
map to
doom-
look at.
The
and,
doom
um,
water? You're going
Mhm.
towards the doom water. Okay.
Yes.
Water.
So this is what you can see. This is map 13 and 14. This-
We're getting-
Down there at the bottom right of the map, that is
Ooh,
the coast, right? That's where
okay.
you're standing. And
in room 14, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So all of those things you can see from, if you lean over to the right, lean over to the left, you see that the water is racing at a good pace, a little almost it's a pretty swift river feeding into that underground lake. One thing that Snacks notices though is directly across to, if you're looking at the northwest portion of the map, you clearly see a boat on the other shore.
Boat.
Wait, you see a boat?
Boat.
Oh, how far away is this boat?
It is about 100 feet away.
Can I see that
across
it's
the
like,
water.
is it fastened to like a dock or a rock?
There's no dock there. And it's still pretty dark in this cave. I'm mainly going off of what Snacks can see with her eagle vision.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you see a boat. Let's
and you see a
investigate.
lot of different ways to go.
Okay.
Leading off.
Yeah, can I tell what condition the boat is in?
Well, let me ask you this: how far does your dark vision work with your eagle vision?
That's a B-Dave question.
Right.
My dark vision is 60 feet.
Mm-hmm. But your eagle vision is a mile, but I think that it needs to be lit.
I'm lit all the time.
Yeah.
I'm having
Well, how far away is the boat?
Yeah. The boat's 100 feet, but I'm going to still say that you see it, but you can't tell what condition it's in or any details on it.
I mean, it's actually kind of dark in here, so I can't see. I don't know, maybe I didn't clean my eyes as good as I used to, but if we could like yeet some light over there, I could probably make it out a bit more.
I can do that. Are there like
Thank you.
stones or rocks around here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'd like to grab a rock and cast light on it and then chuck it over towards that shore. Hopefully.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
great.
know how well I can throw,
that would
but
definitely require an athletics check.
I'm up for it. We'll see how it goes.
But yeah, let's see how you
Even
do.
you.
Or
sorry,
I
I'm
mean,
playing Fanato
I
too,
do
so
have-
we believe in you.
Thank you. I do have a -1 in athletics, so I'm not sure if you should believe in
you
me.
can cast
You
it and then
want-
maybe give it to somebody with
throw
better
it.
athletics too. That's always an option.
Let's
And
do that.
also,
Yeah.
I could throw it.
yeah.
I hand it to Snacks.
I am very good at skipping.
She
Ooh.
like takes the rock and like flips it up and juggles it a second and is like, and tries to skip it over to the boat.
This actually is a really good opportunity for me to explain fate points to our newer viewers.
All right.
Which I totally forgot to do. There's always something I
cool.
forget, and
Sure.
that was what I forgot this time.
But then you just remembered it,
Master
so
of juggling plates.
But I did.
Mhm.
Okay, so what fate? This is a way that you, as the viewer, can participate in our show with us. For every 3,000 bits that get donated to the channel, our players earn a fate point. They can then use that fate point as a free reroll for any skill check in combat, even a damage check if they roll double ones or something and want to get it better than that. But that's what fate points are. We already have one in the pool today, but if you want to help our players get things better, that's what fate points are all about. So
It's how we get her done.
there you go. With all of that being said, what did you get on your athletics check?
17.
Okay. And you were
Nice.
skipping the rock?
Yes.
Well,
I'm
you said you were
committing
good-
to it.
You
Yes,
said you were
I
good
am.
at skipping.
I feel like she would like skipping rocks.
I feel like that too. Okay. So you are able to skip the rock successfully over to the other shore so that it is now lighting up the shore and the boat.
I did
With your eagle eye vision, which is a Was that a feat or was that a
What, my eagle eye?
mhm.
No, it just happens.
Yeah, it's your barbarian trait or
I don't think it was a feat. I think it's just part of my barbarian tree.
great. So with your eagle eye vision, with the boat and the shore now being illuminated, you can see that the boat's 14 feet long. It's 5 feet wide in its middle, and it's actually resting on a shelf of stone. It has 3 oars inside it, and it's unusual because it tapers to a point at both ends.
So it's not actually in the water. It's on stones, like on.
Right. So it is on sort of a constructed thing.
Okay. Snacks turns around.
I could be wrong, but it looks about 9 kobolds long and about 2.5 kobolds wide.
Oh. Okay. All right. And is it like fastened to anything or what's going on with
I've
this?
already forgotten. Let me look again. Jason.
It's 20 feet long.
No. Is it fastened to anything?
No, it's not fastened to anything. It's just sitting on top of, and it's 14 feet long. Sorry, it's sitting on top of that this shelf.
Oh.
Yes, it is held to rocks by gravity.
We can get this boat. How long is our rope? It's like
You
150
have a 50-foot rope, but I believe you also tied it.
Tied,
together.
We
yeah.
tied like
Mhm.
3 together to make 150, I believe.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Let's
I remember
see.
we went above and beyond. We're like, let's do it again. So we
Just
have
trying to picture this. The boat is across the river. Is that right?
Across the lake.
Across
Yeah.
the lake, and it's
okay.
20 feet across the lake.
No, it's 100
It's like
feet
100.
across the lake.
100 feet.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I was. Okay.
All right. I'm going to look into my bag. Do I have any other items? Do I have? I don't know if is there anything that like could be fashioned or like any weak metal that I can bend into like a grapple?
Do any of you have a grappling hook or of some sort? Or some
I
sort
swear I should have something. Tools. I have cartographer tools. I'll hand them to Leaf to just bend
I
them
guess
into.
you could take a compass and
Yeah, just like.
I can do.
Mm-hmm. I guess.
Honestly, actually, the what is that thing called? It has an awkward name. It's called like a sexton.
Mm-hmm.
Sexton?
Well,
You know
sextant
what?
and a compass look similar. So you're probably thinking of a compass if it's from a cartographer. A sextant would be for a someone that works on ships.
Oh,
But
right.
they look the same. That's what you're thinking of. for
Dang
sure.
it,
I mean, you
okay.
could throw that, I suppose.
You know what? Okay, I take that out. I'm like, all right, I'm never gonna use this.
Wait, what about?
And Snack starts bringing out all of these like bones and sticks, and she's like,
Rib.
Better.
Ribs
better.
together.
Yes.
Yes,
let's-
save that item. We might need it in the future. Who knows? Who knows?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
I am gonna want these back though.
Okay, we'll just untie them once we get the boat over here.
Okay.
May
Let's
I
see,
borrow?
I have this skull part. I have these hip bones.
Hips,
I have
hips. I'm gonna need the hips.
some rib parts.
Can you get 2
oh,
more
I have
ribs?
I have the tail from the cloaker. That one's pretty cool.
Okay, maybe we can make okay. All right. Well,
Okay.
and I'd like to tie like the rib bones all like sticking out and then like attached to the hip and just tie it all together and tie it to the end of the 150-foot rope.
You know, yeah, we work with what you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to go into that water. All right, so cool. This looks like it can, yeah, you know, it's like a fashioned into a rough just grapple made of bones. And honestly, I can't throw this. I don't know if I can throw this 150 feet. Who can swing this around
I
mean,
mean,
launch
I
it.
this
I
would
can
probably be
try again. I thought you were going to shoot it with your arrow. I thought that was
long
going to
jumps, swimming. Okay, so swimming. I'm looking at athletics. So swimming. That's going to cover things like climbing, avoiding hazards, long jumps. Yeah, swimming. All right. So let me just see. I doubt. Well, you never know. It's sort of the trying to balance, stay upright.
I mean, I'm happy to try. We can always just pull it back.
That's true. I
When
have
do
a
you get the
negative
walk
one in
on water
athletics.
ability for monks?
Yeah,
Oh my
I mean,
gods.
I multi-classed, so now
Okay.
He just this whole time like Leaf is just like, oh cool, and just waltzes
yeah, just
over.
dash across the friggin' no. That is
Oh my
something that
God.
monks eventually get, where they can just run across the water. But I don't get that. Step of the wind, you can spend 1 key point. Yeah, I don't get
Well,
that yet.
Snacks, if you wanted to try first, or
Oh, yeah.
my athletics is a -1.
I was looking at all of Thanato's spells and like Thanato's got to have something in here. He's a wizard cleric, and I'm like, all of these spells are how to dish out death.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very
Everything
Thanato.
is kill.
It's like I'm sitting there doing like some like deep lunges and like stretching out and everything. My athletics is +5.
Oh yeah, actually,
Let me throw it.
We'll throw Snacks, and then halfway through the arc of the throw, Snacks will throw the grappling.
yes, that's so brilliant. Oh my god.
So
Wow.
yeah, Snacks is looking at it. Even though she's underground, she's like,
Okay.
and she like winds it up and whew, gives it a throw.
Okay.
Underhanded arc. That's
And
a
you're trying to
23.
What's that?
That's a 23.
And you're trying to hit the boat and hope that it
No.
It latches
what
onto
do you-
like the
No,
like
I'm
the
trying
edge.
to throw the thing into the boat and
And then
hope
it-
that when we pull it catches on like one of the seats or something.
right.
Yeah, the seats or the edge or the
Okay.
Yeah.
tiller. or-
Definitely-
With that 23, you managed to throw it into the boat.
Okay.
So you saw it land in the boat.
All right, Snacks.
She immediately whirls around and goes,
I'd just like to point out that was Olympian level,
Hmm.
like throwing. That was impressive. as hell.
150 feet.
And Lee just goes, wow, and just nods to Snacks, just like, wow, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like to gloat, but I was
what was it?
You were in
what was that thing?
track when
Was
you were a
it-
young couple.
Oh, shot put. Shot
Snacks
put.
and
You
field.
thinking of this?
Yeah, Snacks and Field.
What was the thing that like
We all take
the
1d4
gnome?
Saxon Field.
Snacks and field.
We all take 1d4 psychic damage from the pun.
No, what was like
Sorry.
the beanbag game?
Oh.
Cornhole.
No.
Cornhole, yeah.
yeah.
Cornhole, remember? Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
So when we get back, you were challenging the champion to cornhole.
Yeah.
Like,
The gnome.
this is gonna
I bet you
happen.
can beat the gnome champion.
Orvis.
Yes, we're
Three
gonna say,
Orbis?
yeah, and we'll push the cornhole back 100 feet and go from there.
Snacks turns around like a light on her eyes, like very anime, and she's like,
No, I will never play cornhole again.
single tear.
The anime like zoom in.
Yeah, exactly. Like
There's a story there.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh, we got a lore drop just now, y'all.
Okay. All right, Snacks. It's in there now. Just tug it very gently a few times until you feel it not come back towards you. Does it latch?
It comes back towards you.
Oh, not with the boat.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
So maybe it's
did I-
secured somehow.
did
That
I
we can
feel
see.
that it almost caught anything, or was it just shaking around and popped right on over?
No, you feel like it. You know, yeah, like an Olympic athlete. You made it directly into the boat, but you're not going to be able to. You feel like it tugged for a split second. It maybe even caught on something, but then it immediately broke off.
Okay.
Hmm.
I have another idea.
It's a sturdy boat.
Snacks.
Yeah.
Let's untie it from that and tie it to an arrow. And I'm gonna need you to be my eyes. And I'm
Okay.
going to shoot the arrow with the rope into the boat.
The
But not
side of
too
the
deep
boat.
because
Yes,
I don't wanna
exactly.
scuttle it.
Yes. The
Okay.
side, hopefully, right?
The upper
Yeah.
side.
Upper,
Like-
yeah. The edge, the lip.
I mean, or we could try to go for a swim, everybody.
Well, actually, funny you should say that. You notice that Javi has done a very dim light on her book again and is reading. She's been reading the message over and over again while you all are doing this.
Okay.
She says, actually, funny you should say that. I don't think we should risk swimming because I think I've figured out a few more words that are missing.
Oh my. Okay.
Yes. So the right way was beyond and narrow. So something, we learn lies straight past something. Sure, not sure what that is, but I think escape is the next word that's missing because it's a PE. Escape the span swiftly to plunge to doom or the water. And looking across the room, I see, is that like a land bridge or something in that second from the left opening? At the top.
Yes, that is actually a bridge that goes above with the light. You can now see that.
Okay.
It's a bridge that goes above the cavern. So the cavern goes on there, but yeah, you actually see a land bridge.
Okay. I see the current, the direction that the water is moving in, and it goes there. That's one of the places the water goes through. So I think we might get swept into a current and then plunge it to our deaths in one of these exits. I'm not sure which one, but I think that's what might happen if we swim and go the wrong direction.
Okay.
Snacks is looking down at the water and looking up at everyone, and you see some apprehension and nervousness to her that is very uncharacteristic.
Oh no.
Snacks.
Oh no.
What's going
She
on?
like takes a couple steps like away from like the water coast.
I would rather not swim.
If you don't have to, if you don't want to, maybe you can hang out on Leaf's shoulders.
I prefer like mud baths and dust baths, and I'm not a big fan of water.
Okay. I think we should keep trying to get this boat. We have the arrow plan. I also, wait a minute. Wait, everyone, I have that giant mage hand thing.
Yes.
What's the range on it?
Oh.
Ha, good question. Let me search
typically it's like-
Javi's notes. I don't remember what it was called.
You are a warlock, so it might break the normal rules, but mage hand typically is only like 30 to 60 feet, I think.
Okay,
No.
okay.
All right.
Which still gives us, that still gives us a lot of room to play, though.
Mhm.
'Cause
Yes,
that'll-
exactly.
We just need to put you tie you with the rope. You just wade into the water 40 feet.
We need to fish with Javi.
Yes, because
Uh-huh.
he has.
Yes. I'm sorry. What was it called, Jason? That scroll with that spell on it that I got from the.
Oh right, yeah, the scroll. You had a scroll of Bigby's hand.
Thank you. I might not have
that-
written it as that in my
Remember that
notes.
spell. That's a big spell.
Nice.
I don't think I wrote it down. How did I not write that down?
The range is 120 feet though.
Yeah.
And one of the way. Well, I don't want to give away too much, but basically, Bigby's hand allows you to do at least five different things. It can be a clenched fist and punch somebody with it. It can be a forceful hand and push someone. It can be a grasping hand or an interposing hand. So you have that scroll and can do all of that with that.
Well, grasp sounds like a good thing to try. Should we try this?
I
Wait,
think so.
What level spell is that?
Good question.
Fifth level.
Oh,
I mean,
do I have any fifth level slots?
it's your call.
I have fourth
it's your
levels.
you
But I can
read the
cast it as.
scroll.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's your call because that is a hefty spell. But
we
I
could
don't
save
know. Yeah, we could save it because Bigby's hand's one of the best spells in the game, and
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's a good idea.
Oh,
So-
let's exhaust our other ideas.
Yes.
Like tying somebody and wading through the water and grabbing the dang boat.
Let's try it.
not it.
I'm gonna just study the spell as you're doing this, just so I'm ready if we need it.
I'm gonna test
Jason,
the
real
depth.
quick. This is so funny that we're real quick. What does the ceiling look like?
The ceiling is full of stalactites, and it's
well overhead, right?
It's extremely high, at least 60 feet.
I had a feeling. Okay.
Giant cavern. In this area, you notice when you're looking off to where the other points of the river go, the caverns start to close down. But in this main area where this underground lake is, it's huge.
Okay. Those stalactites look a little too large for me to knock down with arrows. I was hoping maybe we could make a little land bridge somehow. Well,
that's a lot
spells
of
here.
land bridge.
Well, while we brainstorm this, I'm gonna take out my longsword and like start testing the depths of the edge of the water.
Within a few feet, it appears to go very deep.
Oh no!
It appears to go where? What?
Right after the shore, it very quickly, after just a foot or two, goes almost straight down. You actually can't feel the bottom after maybe 2 feet of wading in.
Okay, this is very deep water.
All right, we can figure this out. It's like playing Shadowgate all over again.
Okay, well.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking through what Thanato's got, and I'm looking at Leaf. I mean, I can. The thing with Leaf is right now he can. Step of the Wind will allow him to double his jump distance. That ain't gonna get anywhere near what we need.
I also can. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No,
finish.
that was it.
As an air genasi, is there any?
I have Dimension Door.
Oh my god!
You teleport yourself from current location to any other spot within range.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's the range?
It's 500 feet.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Thank you.
What a humble brag!
I just love the idea that you're just like. I mean, I could Dimension Door, I guess.
Oh,
Everyone
did you
just
want
turns
me to do that? I thought maybe we wanted the challenge or something.
Like all of us very slowly just turn and look at you.
Oh, do you want me to do that? Oh, okay.
Yes,
Sure.
maybe that's the solution to the problem.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much, Avi.
Would anyone like to come with me? I think I can bring someone. Yeah.
I'll go. Oh no, Snacks, you go, and maybe throw the rope
Whoever's got
back
the
at
highest
us.
athletics should do it because you're probably gonna have to fight the current on the way back with the rowboat.
Yes, that is a good plan.
And we can attach a rope somehow too. I'll
Yeah,
shoot an
yeah.
arrow.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, the rope is still kind of floating in the water. You didn't pull it all the way back. So when she went to tug on it, it dislodged from the inside of the boat. But like, I mean, it's now
Didn't come all the way back.
Yeah,
It's close.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Snack starts bringing the rope back.
Okay. And the anchor, the bone anchor, is probably still in the boat then?
No, it fell out of the
never
boat.
Caught, it just
Oh,
never
got
caught
it.
on anything.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Okay. Just make your way over there, and we'll try to attach a rope of some sort so we can pull you from this end, and you all row for dear life on that end.
All right. I step over to Snacks. May I?
Wait,
May I hold
on.
my arms out?
So, do I leave this here or do I take this with me?
You know what? Take it with you so you can throw it towards us.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
She holds on to it. Javi, how tall are you?
Probably 5'6", let's say.
She
Oh no,
looks
I think I'm
at
tall.
you.
5'10". I think I'm 5'10". Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. She looks at you and she looks at the water. Uppies.
Sorry. My other D&D game, we have a whole uppies thing. It's very adorable. I lift
Here
you up.
too.
I lift you up.
And she's
And
clinging on you. Like you now have a Snacks shawl. Like,
okay, I'm gonna shift you over to my back, so that we can both see forward.
Who run Barkertown?
We got this. Don't worry, Snacks. And then in the blink of an eye, we're over in the boat, let's say.
Okay, great. Yeah, you can successfully dimension door right into the boat.
As soon as we blink into existence, you hear.
You
Mhm.
okay? You okay there? Look, we're safe. We're in the boat. Just like that.
Freaking magicians! It's so wild. All right.
She like jumps off and takes a moment to just like kiss the ground, like, oh, okay.
Okay. While we're now standing in the boat, I would like to just look around now. What's on the other side of the boat? What's on the wall? Like, is something holding the boat here?
No, it was just obviously it was placed up on this stone shelf
Mm-hmm.
that was clearly carved. It was clearly
Oh,
fashioned.
it's kind of nestled a little bit.
Right, but that
Got
maybe that's where the boat was stored. You
Mhm.
deduce.
Got it.
Interesting.
Okay.
Somebody crossed the river and never came back is what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah.
What you notice though from now that you're standing, in the boat and on the shore is when you look behind you away from the lake, you notice that there's a cave that goes on in front of you, and then there's a cave that turns to the right, and then that actually connects where that stone bridge is, where that
I see.
natural bridge. So you see a clear path to the bridge, and you can't really see beyond that. And then to the northwest, you see a cavern going.
Okay. Can you tell me again which cave we're in with the boat?
Yes, if you're looking at the map 14, this labeled 13 and 14, the shore where the boat is the northwest shore. So not the one that has the drawn arrow, but the one that just has the arrow that I placed. And the rest of the party is in the southeast shore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, that's where I thought we were. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. All right, we're over
All right.
here. I
First
call
thing-
out to the other group.
Yeah,
First things
Leaf is
first.
on the other side just clapping very excitedly about this. The orc has got a
In
big
fact,
grin
I
on his
can-
face.
Yeah, I can give you a map to see. Well, I mean, actually, not really. If you're not going to go forward into the cavern, we'll deal with that one because you're going to go back and get your party first.
Yeah, we're not
Okay.
doing anything by ourselves.
Let's not split up yet.
You're not going to split the party?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it is a
Mm-mm.
break in tradition, but
Everyone loves.
It's not best practices to not split up the party, right?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, so Snacks goes over to the boat. She doesn't push it off, but she just tests it like, will I be able to push this into the water? Like, just checking.
Oh yeah, you definitely feel like you'll be able to push into the water. Not a problem. The boat is very sleek and well made, and just has an era of an aura rather of this was made by a craftsman. This is no ordinary boat.
Mhm.
All
Okay.
three oars are very ornate looking. It's long and thin, and there are three planks in the middle to flatten out where you would stand or sit.
Okay.
Okay, so first things first, Javi, get in the boat.
All right, I sit down in the boat.
And actually, can you
And
make me a
Snacks?
nature check?
Who?
Snacks. Please make me a nature check.
That's a
Is the boat
31.
alive?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dirty one.
What'd you
Well,
get?
it's
A
okay.
dirty
a dirty
one?
one.
Who?
Okay.
Who?
You you feel like the wood that you feel with that one, you just feel like it's a really
It's
really
wood.
cool- it's a really cool boat.
Nah.
Gee, that's a nice boat. That
Mhm.
sure is a good boat.
Mhm.
Remember to throw the rope before you
Yeah,
dislodge
yeah.
the boat.
Don't worry, this thing definitely can do boat stuff.
She passes Javi the end of the rope and then takes the bone piece and winds up and tosses it. And 11
And you're tossing it back towards where we
towards
tossed.
the other shore.
Yeah, it
Towards
doesn't
us.
make it.
Can you try
hold
that
on.
again?
Yeah, sorry. Hold on. Don't judge me on that. Hold
And
on.
fasten it to the boat. Make sure the other end is fastened to the boat.
Okay, Javi, you tie it. I throw.
Got it.
Don't let it. I'm gonna wait. Just go ahead and tie it, and then I'll. Throw
Okay.
it.
All right. Tying.
Okay. It's a real good knot. Real good knot. And wind up and throw again. Just hold on. Like the air is weird in here as a 7. Hold on. Like, hold on.
The air is weird.
She takes a minute, like, does a couple more deep lunges. Come on, Snacks. They're all watching you.
Okay, hold on for a second, because at this point you tried to throw the rope twice across the water.
Yeah.
It hasn't made it, so it's slapped against the water.
Yeah.
With your eagle eye vision, you notice that something is now surfacing.
Oh god.
So that whole split the party thing, it could have happened anyway.
What do we see in the water?
That's not my fault.
At the moment, you just see a dark form coming up to the surface, but you're not sure what it is.
How
just yet.
big?
Fine. We're fine. This is all right.
What's going on over there?
Oh, there's something in the water. And I
What?
point.
Get back, use your portal.
Do I throw?
Do I?
No, get away. Come back.
Maybe I can portal the boat back over.
Oh,
I think I can.
try it.
Can
Try
you?
it.
Let's see. You can bring
Um,
along objects. Well, I can't
let's-
carry a boat. So no, wait, can you carry a boat, Snacks? Because I can carry you. Technically, that's what the rules say.
Does it have a limit on its size?
I don't think so. So it says you can bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry.
I mean,
I might
look,
be
the
fudging
boat
it.
is only 5 feet wide, and if it's a door,
Yeah, how big is the portal?
You can also bring one willing creature of your size as well who is carrying gear up to its carrying capacity.
what is your
What's your-
strength, Snacks?
15 plus 2.
If you wait, so question: if you rage, does that give you advantage on like athletics checks or anything?
I believe so.
Yeah, it does.
'Cause if you get really
rage
pissed
usually does.
off and carry the boat,
I can like smack you, Snacks.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
just rage
Also,
carry. the boat.
we don't. I mean,
And then
I
just
would not
boat
do
is-
it without your consent, of course.
it would
But you
not
don't need it.
have the effect that you're expecting.
Oh, okay.
Is your dimension door a air genasi power, or is it a spell that you have limited amounts of?
I have limited amounts. It's a warlock pact spell.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you
I
probably-
do
I
get
have-
advantage on strength checks.
Okay, so you only have like 2 spell slots, right?
Yeah, I have one left for this one.
Oh no.
I mean,
So, I mean, it
Problem
will be
is
worth
if
it
you-
if it's.
the problem is if you teleport back to us, we lose the boat again, because then we'd have to wait another day before you get dimensional door back.
Oh no.
Oh, I meant if we can bring the boat
Oh,
with
but we're
us.
trying to bring the boat back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to, I guess that's a GM's call, because Snacks can carry the boat. If this little kobold can, I mean, the boat's large,
It is
Yeah.
but I don't
definitely
know.
a DM call because
He
as
looks
written,
so
we could
displeased. Jason looks so upset. He's like,
as
What is
written
your-
though
what
it
is your
makes
carrying
sense because this is a strong small creature that I can carry, and if she can carry the boat and I can carry her with her weight limit, that's
Right.
technically what the spell says.
It's
So
less about the
So-
weight limit for me and more that the boat is 14 feet long.
true.
Well, So that if the spell is if it's not exceeding your carry capacity, that shouldn't be a problem. The question is, Snacks, what is your carry capacity? And that's going to be in your inventory on D&D Beyond. If you click on your inventory, it's in the top left corner.
And I don't need to be carrying Snacks. She can just be within 5 feet of me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll allow it. You're gonna dimension door back to the shore, but whatever's surfacing is going towards where the rope was slapping, which is also the shore. So you will be together.
Okay.
All will be
All
there,
right.
but then you're going to be rolling for initiative. Okay.
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 We're not getting out of this. It's
No.
Snacks. So Snacks, what is your carrying capacity out of curiosity?
I just wanted to throw down that apparently I lift 143.5 pounds as a 30-pound kobold.
You are like an ant. You can basically lift like 3 times your body weight.
Love it.
Amazing.
Okay. So that is exactly what happens. Snacks grabs the boat, holds it from the middle over her head. The three of you go whisking through the dimension door. You now notice that it's not so much, as far as you can tell, it's not a creature that surfaced to the water, but more that the water itself is now raising itself up and forming into the form of a creature.
Oh, it's a water elemental.
Gliding across the water towards you. So everybody make me roll for initiative, and please roll for Thanato's initiative.
I was going to ask if it's okay before combat is initiated. Can I make a roll with Thanato to find out if this is an Arcana check to find out if this is a water elemental?
Yes.
Oh,
cool.
Okay, initiative. Here we go.
I roll an 8. That's a 19.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
mine is stinky.
5. So 24.
I got a 5.
You're pretty sure that's a water.
Okay, so now I'll roll initiative for everybody.
Okay.
I got a 4.
I got 5.
It's kicking ass. Okay, so Donato is going to go.
17.
Wait, 4 or 5 and 17.
Mm-hmm.
Who got the 5?
Donato is on a 17 as well.
Okay.
And Leaf is on a 15.
What is Thanato's dex?
Who's the other 17?
Says 25. No, I'm just kidding. It's but that would be a B-Dave thing, right? Like his stats are just outrageous.
Right.
14.
Yeah, I have a 15.
Yeah, you go first.
And that
Either way,
that was
Snacks
Snacks
first,
Okay,
so you can start.
Thanato. What did Thanato get?
Thanato was on a 17, but he's going to go after Snacks.
And Leaf
is on a 15.
15, and then Graf and Javi got a 4th and a 5.
I got a 5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I got the 4.
4. Okay. I'm gonna roll for the goblins, which we all forget are still just kind of hanging out.
Oh, yeah, our goblin. We should have launched them over.
No, really. Expendable goblins. Leaf is like, screw alignment. Go.
16. Okay. And all right. 11. So, this giant surge wave of water is coming towards you. It is roughly in the shape of a humanoid skating across the water. Snacks, what do you do?
So Snacks sees this huge water thing start coming up, and she's holding Hacker. She got Hacker out, but like seeing that giant tidal wave of water, she like just drops down and puts her hands like over her head and just starts like meowing and howling and being like, no, I don't want to get wet. I don't want to get wet. No, I worked so hard to like make this nice like layer of filth and blood and grime, and it's what makes it's okay, sweet. My scale is young. It's okay. I don't want to get wet. And she's going to cower, gravel, and beg. The enemy is now distracted until the end of my next turn. allies get advantage on attacks against enemies within 10 feet that can see you.
Oh.
And the entire time, I'm just like, I don't know what to get with it.
Why can't it be third? I like third.
Snacks. Pull yourself together.
All right. Calm down. I won't attack y'all. Jeez.
It may. Okay. I feel like that there was. It's resistant to something like that, but
What is
tell
it?
me that it is.
I mean, it's just wait. It's
it's only just a bonus to your. It's almost like giving your party.
Yeah, they all have advantage. I'm
Right.
just like howling and freaking out. I'm just cowering.
And that's your move.
Yeah. Oh, I'm continuing to do it.
Great. Okay. Then it's Thanato's turn.
All right. It's an elemental. Let's see what Thanato can do. Yeah, playing a spellcaster is a lot of fun, especially when you're not. I think
when you're not one, right?
There's no way this guy has a saving throw for charisma. Whatever you turns. Saving throw before this runs. Well, what would Thanato do? Thanato would probably Jim's Magic Missile this thing. Yeah. I'm going to Jim's Magic Missile it at 3rd level. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a Thanato thing to do.
Seems all right.
Yeah.
He definitely would do something like that.
Yeah, right? That sounds like a Thanato course of action. So that's at 3rd level. So let's see. So let's see, what does this do? You create a twisting sort of, okay, but on a hit. So do I have to make a ranged spell attack on this guy? I do, at +5. Okay. So I'll roll on a hit, a missile deals. Oh, I have to make one for each missile. And I'm casting it at level 3, so 3. Okay.
I still want to know who Jim is.
What's that?
I still want to know who Jim is.
I believe this is tied to a. All right, let's see here. So,
someone in chat tell me who Jim is with Jim's Magic Missile.
Let me just pull up, since I don't have access to the roller for Thanato. So 12, 10, and 7. So +5 on each of these. So.
Oh, it's Jim from accounting. Okay.
So 12. So 17 for the first hit.
That hits.
And then 15 for the second.
That will also hit.
And what about 12?
That will not hit.
Okay. So he is going to take some damage. All right. So Jim's Magic Missile. It's going to do 2d4 force of damage. So he's going to take 44. If the attack. Okay, cool. So 44 points.
Right. Not 44, 4d4.
No, 4d4. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't
that'd be amazing. Like everyone stand behind Thanato.
Your attacks have advantage too.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, yep. Your attacks have advantage, so you could re-roll that 12.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'll re-roll
Snacks
the 12.
is cowering in all.
I'll re-roll all of them because if I roll a crit, it matters.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Thanato, go, buddy. Show me a
Go,
20.
Thanato, go.
Okay, so no, but
it was lower. Okay.
Yeah, it was lower. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Unfortunately, I rolled damage and it's not great. It was
you could also use a fate point.
7 points of damage on a level 3 spell.
Oh.
Fate point.
That's
yeah,
not
maybe
great.
you should.
Fate point. Re-roll that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can use a
Fate point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, re-rolling it.
Thank you, Fate.
Thank you, Fate.
Thank you.
That would be 8 points.
8 points of damage. All right.
8 points.
You know what? We'll take it.
Guys, it's clear Eric doesn't know how to play Thanato very well, so we're gonna need more fate points.
Yes.
I want the party to survive. Just saying.
I mean, it's throwing dice so far. I mean, 4 points. I do not think Jim's Magic Missile is better than regular magic missile. But well, I don't know. Oh, it's higher risk, higher reward. High risk, high reward. That's what it is.
That
Right.
also sounds like
But
the
that
Nato.
reward wasn't very high, was it?
Yeah, nah, not so much. All right. All right. So that's the Nato's round.
Okay.
Take that. With the damage.
Your goblin companions actually are next, and you see them pull out their bows, and
They have
all
advantage.
three of them.
They have advantage.
They do, but this is also a water elemental, and
That mean
you see them fire 3 arrows directly into the water elemental, and you see the arrows just fly through to the other side.
Oh, they're playing. The player Eric walks over to the goblins and puts his hand on their shoulders and just be like, "I understand. No, this just happened to me, and I feel your pain."
But it's now the water elemental's turn, and can you guys sort of explain to me how you are lined up on the shore?
I
We're all parallel to each other, just facing the water.
that's the way I pictured it too.
With maybe the boat, the boat behind us.
Yeah, I wonder if we had
like
the
on
time
the other
to,
shore, like the boat made it to the shore.
Yeah, did we?
I guess
did we
technically
beach it?
Snacks would have had to put it down to cower, so she's right next to the boat.
Okay, so the boat's been beached.
I yeeted the boat.
Beach boat.
I believe we would make sure the boat is not going to float away.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't just be like, "Peace out, boat. Thanks for playing."
Right. The boat is now sinking down into. So this form of water comes hurtling towards you, and it decides to take a swing at Leaf, and what looks like a watery arm comes slamming down on you, and a 12, I think, misses. Does it not?
Yes. I mean, Leaf spent a lot of time throwing punches in horse stance in a waterfall, so he's used to this.
Yeah. But a 16 for its second slam. Does that hit you?
No, it does not.
All right. So these two big watery arms go slam, slam, and much to everyone's astonishment, Leaf, in his Zen-like way, just
gets out of the effing way.
Yeah, and I mean, there's water everywhere. Sorry,
Right.
Snacks. Like the
Oh no, Snacks.
I'm absolutely shrieking.
the collateral damage is just that, water's flying off of this thing, whether it hits you with the force or not. Therefore, you guys are all just drenched. But it's now Leaf's turn.
Leaf's got a bashing weapon. He's got his quarterstaff out, so he is going to Donatello this and just leap up there. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flurry of blows this guy.
Okay.
So I'll make my first attack.
Do your flurry of blows count?
No. It's a 2. What's up?
Do they count as a magical weapon?
Oh, good question. I don't know that I'm there yet. Let's see. I'm almost certain they don't. And I'm the one person in the entire party that doesn't have a single magical item.
Okay.
Focused, physician. Nope, they do not. So either isn't going to feel this or he's got resistance to everything I'm doing. Key field. Hold on. No, that's a key field strike. Yeah, nope, not there yet. Leaf hasn't reached that level yet. So.
Okay.
Oopsie. Had defense for blows. Yep. Nope. All right. So yeah, I'm just going to attack. That first one's going to miss, and then I'll throw my second quarterstaff attack, and I roll a natural 1, so that'll miss. It's one of those days. And then he's going to flurry of blows. However, his flurry of blows, I can do necrotic damage with this.
Okay, great.
So
and also,
roll.
it's not immune to
It's resistant.
non-magical attacks, but
Okay.
Thanato knows it's resistant to it. So
Okay.
there's a difference to that.
So then I'm going to roll the bludgeoning damage for this and spend a point of key. Oh, well, I had to do. Oh, wait, can I? Yes, I can. can do this. So I'm going to spend a point of key, and then I'm using Hand of Harm, which will give me an extra 1d6. So he took 9 points of damage from the flurry of blows, which is going to be halved because he's resisted, rounded down. So if 4 points of damage, I guess. And then this necrotic, I rolled a 1, so it takes 4 points of damage, which is necrotic. It is considered magical. So that's going to do some damage at least. And then the last flurry of blow strike, Leaf just punches himself in the head at this point. I roll another 1. And so a natural 8. And so Leaf gets up there and he starts swinging and then like he's swinging through the water so fast, he's just repeatedly punching himself in the face. What the?
I think we just got another fate point, unless that we just got another 1,000, but I don't know if that was already counted or not. But we're very close to another fate point. We've got 1. We're close to 2. So.
Thank
So
you.
do I roll this with advantage? Am I rolling this with advantage as well?
You are because Snacks is cowering.
Yes.
Oh, so I had advantage on all of that.
You
Yes.
did.
Okay, so I'll roll again.
Got it.
That's an 11. That's probably gonna miss. And then the
Oh
other
my
one
God.
is a 17.
That's gonna hit.
Holy
Yes.
mother. All right, so then he's gonna take 9, so 4 points of damage. That's with the resistance factored in from the quarterstaff strike, and then the flurry of blows on top of the damage he already took. 19 will hit. So I roll a 1 for damage, so 5, rounded down, so 4. So he takes 2 points of damage from the flurry of blows, but I'm going to spend another point of key. Oh no, I can only do that once a turn. That's it. That's my damage.
All
so I'm
right.
just up there swinging and just like smashing this water, and it ain't doing so great. So yeah.
Next, like looks up from her cower and she's like, "That was so complicated."
And Leaf is just, I didn't actually think when I was training that attacking water would be this hard. That's that.
The way of the elemental.
Yeah.
It's now Grath's turn.
Grath is going to. So, quick question: the arrows that the goblins launched towards it,
Mhm.
did they just go through, or is it because of a bad roll, or is it because arrows don't affect this thing?
You kind of saw them go through the edges,
Okay.
so it could have just been due to bad rolls.
All right. Then I shall cast Hunter's Mark on this elemental charging straight towards us. And let's see if the first arrow hits.
You've got advantage. Yeah.
With advantage. Thank you, because that
Right.
sucked. So did that one. Let's see. Oh, does a 17 hit?
Yes.
All right. So she launches the first arrow and let's see the damage. With Hunter's Mark, let's see, 3 plus. So 12 damage on that first arrow. And going for it again for the second. Wait, well, I don't know. 12 damage. Okay, does a
You have
19.
advantage. Please make sure
advantage
you're
again.
using your advantage.
Okay, well, 19 to hit. So second arrow, and as she's like launching these arrows, she turns to Snacks and just, don't worry about the water. Just see it as the blood of the enemy.
It's so refreshing.
No, it's the elemental blood. And that's going to be an 11 for the next hit. So 12 and 11, I believe, damage.
Okay. I'm just going to tell you as your DM, those are both halved. Unless you're, 'cause you're not shooting
okay.
with magical arrows, correct?
Yeah, they're not magical at all. So, all right. So, what was it? 11. Oh, well, let's make it 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So 11
Okay.
total.
11 total. No problem.
Okay.
If that is it, then it's Hobby's turn.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm woefully looking at my sheet and realizing I have nothing I can cast as a bonus action because I want to do 2 things. Since we took a long rest, my mage armor is gone now. So my AC is 11, and I'd like to get that back up to 14 with the mage armor. But I'm just going to cast that first because that's probably the most important thing. The other thing I wanted to do was True Strike to use my magic to get a brief insight into the target's defenses, and then I would get advantage on my first attack roll against the target. But if I can't cast one of those as a bonus action, I will just hold my turn there. And maybe I'll step back a little bit so I don't get smushed.
Okay. Well, you have advantage already, don't forget.
That's right.
So
Okay, I just wanted to know about because you know what? Can I shout out to the group? Does anyone know how to fight this thing? Because I don't. I mean, also Javi might know. I don't know.
yeah,
Eliza doesn't know.
Every round is 6.
Leaf.
Is
Leaf
it vulnerable to fire?
Leaf just goes no, and Thanato goes yes.
Nato, how?
Fire? Do we kill it with fire?
No, not water. No.
I'm guessing ice, but what does Thanato know with that successful Arcana check? That it can only be harmed by magic.
Okay.
It knows that it's resistant to acid, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Right. Okay.
Non-magical attacks.
Non-magical weapons.
That it's immune to a slew of things,
right?
Including exhaustion. It's immune to poison.
Sure.
It's immune to exhaustion. Can't be grappled. Can't be paralyzed. Can't be petrified. Can't be poisoned, like we said. Can't be prone. Can't be restrained. Can't be unconscious.
Okay.
And it speaks the Aquan language.
But does it have vulnerabilities?
Sounds like not.
If it takes cold damage, its speed is reduced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And it doesn't regenerate or anything now that it's in the body of water or anything like that, right? It doesn't regenerate because it's in water or anything like that, right?
Okay.
He doesn't know.
Okay. So Thanato.
So
I'm like, thanks, Thanato. Thanks.
Nice.
He somehow relates all that to you in 6 seconds, and
just rattles off all the
he
things.
would basically just say he's going to cut to the chase. He's not going to tell you about the grappling or any crap like that. He basically just tells you that it's can only be harmed by magical weapons, and ice will slow it down.
Great. Thanks. Got it. I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, Hobby, what are you gonna do?
Oh, I did mage armor.
Okay, and that was it.
That's all I got.
That was your turn.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, Snacks. With that newfound knowledge, what are you gonna do?
Snacks kind of stands up from her cower a little bit. You said that I did get wet.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's
wet.
How? Is this like a dropleting or?
Yeah, it's like a dropleting. It's like, I don't know, sitting in the front at the log flume ride. Like, you don't totally get soaked, but you definitely get misted.
Okay. Misted. So yeah, she takes a breath and takes a moment and thinks of what Grath said,
it's the blood. It's not water. It's the blood. Yeah, it's the blood.
And she starts starting to get jazzed up and everything, and goes into a rage. A very forced rage,
it's okay. It's the blood. Okay.
And she takes out Hacker. And
hey, you have no problem with water, right?
Nope.
Okay, that makes one of us.
And she swings. Where is it? And because of tactics, I had advantage. That's 16.
That'll hit.
Yay! All right. So with that 16, that's 14 points of damage.
Okay.
With Hacker, that's a magical.
Yep.
So yeah, she slices through it and is like,
oh my gosh, that looks like it actually worked. Did that work? Hacker? Did that work? Okay, you're quiet right now. Don't worry about it. And
Yeah,
she
Bart,
goes,
come on, look at it. It's smaller. And you look at it, and the water elemental does look a little bit smaller. Like it's
great.
retaining its form, but it's shrunken a bit.
Hmm.
Oh, excellent. Great. That means that we're like taking it apart. That's great. Does 24 hit?
Yeah, 24. Oddly, 24 specifically doesn't hit. 23 does. 24.
Every time. So that is 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And she takes a minute to look at her shield and look at that and like back and forth. And she's like,
I don't think I'm knocking this thing over. And I don't
I mean, I can feel us taking chunks out of it, but it's not very satisfying because there's no blood.
no.
and she
Oh, no.
literally takes Hacker and starts like backing up a little bit, but instead of doing a bonus action, she spends it talking to Hacker and being like,
No. You see, Grath explained it. It's not, it's there is blood. It's all blood. It's just like aqua blood. You have to think about it in a different way. You have to break your mind out of your little hacker box. There can be blood. It is blood.
and she spends her time talking about that.
Okay. Then I believe it is Thanato's turn.
Okay, so this thing isn't with striking range, right?
Isn't or is?
It is within
Yeah.
striking range. Let's see how it deals with the freaking laser sword. All right. So Thanato has. Wait, really? I guess that makes sense. All right. I don't know how Dave does that, but it looks like it's just a flat roll with no bonuses to hit.
Yeah, there's no bonuses to hit on that sword. It's just all about
Alright.
the damage.
All right. Here we go. Just gonna do a flat roll here. Oh, what do you know? I rolled a 17.
Okay, great.
Nice. All right. Oh, I see. He's got a macro here too. So does he get 2 attacks? No. Second target. Oh, green flame
Green
blade.
flame blade he attaches to that.
Right.
So there's additional damage.
Okay. I'm learning how to play Thanato. He's got this. It's a very finely tuned machine here.
Oh yeah.
All
He's
right.
a min
So
maxer, mainly
I'll
a
roll.
maxer.
Yeah. I'll roll damage. Hey, Thanato rolls max damage. So that's 8 points
Nice.
from the laser sword as it slashes into this thing. Thank
The
you, Thanato.
laser
I'm glad you're
sword.
doing all right. And then that's really his action for the turn.
It's 8 total, or does the green flame blade add something?
I didn't cast green flame blade.
Okay,
That's a first level spell, I believe. Or is
got it. Okay, so 8 points. of
No,
damage.
it's a cantrip. Is it a bonus?
He seems to use
Cast
it
at
all the
will.
time.
Casting time is 1 action. No, he hasn't cast it yet. So
Okay.
I'll do that next round. But this time he just does a flat hit on it for a D8 and does max damage. And it's magic. So, hiya.
Okay. Let's see. The goblins. It's now the goblins' turn. They're going to fire their arrows into it.
I'm sure it appreciates that.
2 seem to go in and do some sort of damage, which is halved. But they between their two arrows, you feel like they've done another 5 points of damage. And it's now the monster's turn. I've got an idea. It is 2:30.
I'm just
We're just gonna take a break right here, right before the monster goes.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna take a 10-minute break. I'm sorry to break in the middle of combat, but this is a long combat, and
And we have to pee. We're
Yeah.
all filling the
Yes.
chat with Jason. We have to go.
we'll see
We're
everybody
fighting
in 10
water.
minutes.
We're drinking water.
We were
Help us.
talking about it, it's just
Yeah.
Spurt, the kobold, briefly serving as the guide to the Mighty Nine, led them down a tunnel of the Underdark, and then as the Mighty Nine were chit-chattering, kind of went off ahead on his own and entered a big giant cave that had two frost giants fire giants. Now Spurt is a CR 1/8 monster. Fire giants each are like a CR 9 monster. So he threw his bag of bees at one of them, and it did what you would expect a bag of bees to do. It just plopped down in this little bzzz, no effect whatsoever. And then one of the giants just smushed him. Spurt showed up for 15 minutes actually in an episode that was kind of very straight up to that point. So he was like this humorous interlude, I guess, for lack of a better term. So the fact that he was humorous, the fact that he wasn't live there for very long, so you only got to enjoy him for a brief period of time, I think that won a lot of people over. And then Chris Dupuis, one of the people who works on the creative side of Idle Champions, said, hey, this little guy, he's something. We can make something out of this. Do you mind if we take that ball and run with it? And then they made it. And then they had their little gifts that they did showing Spurt being smashed with the big hammer, and it's like, yes. Why do they fall in love with Spurt so much? Because he tries. You know, life has dealt him a cruel hand. He is a kobold who has never seen the light, and life down in the Underdark is a horror show for the most part. Yet, you know, he's managed to live 11 days and done pretty well for himself in that time, and he seems like an upright little guy. I think the fact that he's small, that he's unabashedly harmless, and that he's got all these fun little toys that can surprise and delight, makes him an easy sell. There's just something kind of pathetic and likable about kobolds in general. Because they are on the like absolute weakest spectrum of humanoid life. It's like you can't find a humanoid character really who's any weaker than a kobold. Weaker than a kobold would be a terrible insult.
Working with Idle Champions has been so much fun because it's a different version of it's like a cartoon coloring book version of Arkhan, which is really, really fun. So seeing the artwork originally for little Arkhan in the game, the way that he walks across the screen with his shield and he breathes fire, and then even the way that Chungo the Manticore comes down at different points. It's so much fun. I mean, you can only dream to have a character of yours then immortalized in that way and playable and unlockable in a video game. The Arkhan and Idle Champions currently is an earlier version of Arkhan, so a pre-Hand of Vecna Arkhan. How did Arkhan get the Hand of Vecna? Arkhan was sent out by Tiamat over the course of a decade to go and retrieve artifacts for her. So Tiamat would appear to Arkhan in dreams, and she would reveal to him the location of a great weapon that could help him, or a great suit of armor. Like the axe that he carries belonged to a general of Asmodeus and was buried inside of this tomb. And so Arkhan went on this adventure to find that axe of Asmodeus. And so Tiamat would appear to him in dreams, and she did the same to him in terms of this kind of extinction event that was potentially about to happen, where Vecna had teleported huge pieces of land from the Shadowfell and armies and animated this giant long dead titan and was inside of this mile-high structure, juggernaut, going to destroy everything in its path. And so Arkhan was sent there in order to stop Vecna from destroying the realm. Arkhan's entire party was killed, except for him. And he wound up using his charisma to become assimilated into another group that shared the same primary objective, which was to kill Vecna and destroy Vecna and stop Vecna from taking over the prime material plane. Now, what this party didn't know was that Arkhan had a secondary objective, which was to find out what was allowing Vecna to teleport cities and armies from other planes and bring that back. In that battle, Arkhan survived, and towards the end realized that the power was coming from Vecna's hand. So when the battle was won, one of the members of this party that Arkhan joined was going to die. And so in this very vulnerable moment, this, the friends were gathered around as he was about to pass, pulled off this move in this very vulnerable moment. He used their vulnerability against them, and in a quiet moment led them to believe that he was sent to destroy the hand. And he had the power to do so in this axe. And when he raised his hand up and whispered a prayer to Tiamat and everyone looked on, he swung the axe down, chopped his own arm off, replaced it with Vecna's hand, and teleported away. He teleported to Krull, who was waiting for him, who healed him from the battle and opened a door to Avernus, to where Arkhan went and then had an audience with Tiamat. Tiamat rose this giant tower of obsidian, volcanic rock out of hell, and this 9 layers tower with dragon heads around the top. Arkhan and Krull then sent for Torragar, and he met them there, and this army formed, this dragon army formed around Arkhan, who was this champion who had returned with what the dragon cult and the dragon armies believed was the actual cure for Tiamat's imprisonment, that finally someone was going to come along with the power to free her. But Arkhan needed time to figure out how to use the hand and how to unlock its power. And so he began this series of mental battles with Vecna, where they would meet on this ethereal plane and have these mental face-offs and these mental battles, in which Arkhan would try to understand Vecna's secrets while Vecna would try to gain control over Arkhan's mind. That's how Arkhan got the hand, and that's what he's doing with it now, and that's what he's up to when you as the player characters run into him. He is in the middle of this process trying to free Tiamat.
We're back. Okay, so we're right in the middle of the combat, but Eric, who is controlling Thanato and, of course, his regular character Leaf, Eric had to run off really quick. Hey, this is a live show. Things happen, but he may be back soon. He's going to be back soon. So in the meantime, before Eric comes back, we thought we'd just talk for a few minutes and talk about D&D, or have a roundtable discussion about bards. I don't know,
Impromptu Q&A.
Yeah. So he'll be back shortly, and in the meantime we'll just I don't know, talk about stuff. What
All right.
Anyone got any fun projects going on?
Yeah, tell me about other things that you guys have happening this week. Elise, I know you're constantly on the move.
I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, tell us about it, please.
Where to begin? Well, this Tuesday is the last session of our Dune. We did like a learn to play and then a 3-session campaign of the new Dune 2D20 system.
How'd that go?
Good. We have our last session on Tuesday, and it's very fun. We created a house that is pretty ridiculous sounding, but we're playing the game, we're taking it seriously. But our house is called the House of Posh, and our planet is called Spice World.
You've already got a theme song, a whole album.
I know. We have a whole brand already. And
lots of products.
Oh yes, we actually are a very commercial product. So we make packaged food items and spices, of course. We also produce cooking videos. And the head of our house is named Executive Chef Guy Fieri Spice. Everyone has spice at the end of their name. And I play a Bene Gesserit diplomat.
Nice.
Jaselnica Spice, I guess. I never thought about her last name, but it's Spice. There it is. So that's what I have coming up next.
Are you doing because you do a lot of cooking videos, because you do one as your Klingon character?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a lot. I would like to do more, but I have found myself very busy these days. But I've done, I think, 2 or 3 of Klingon cooking videos on I post them on my Instagram mostly. And I think some are on TikTok, but
And are all those recipes that we can learn and try?
they're pretty easy. The first one was for pound cake. And also my Klingon is gluten-free and very vehemently so.
Nice.
And so it's a gluten-free pound cake recipe for the first one. And then what was the second one? Oh, I made a gingerbread house, a gluten-free gingerbread house. And it was a Klingon gingerbread house with like the decorations and stuff.
I feel like a Klingon being gluten-free is absolutely accurate. Like, I feel like they would be like, it makes you lethargic.
Yeah, it's like they want protein, right?
Yeah.
Like live raw protein all the time.
Miss Priscilla says gluten has no honor.
Yeah, that's my chef's
Today's a good
catchphrase.
diet.
Oh, I love it. Damn. Also pound cake. That's great for a Klingon.
Exactly.
Pound cake.
That was intentional.
Okay,
Mhm.
good. I'm glad
Yeah.
you got that.
Yeah, fun times. I do want to do some more recipes though. So if anyone has ideas for Klingon recipes or recipes I can make into Klingonness.
Is it only baking or?
No, yeah. I've only done baking so far, but I'm definitely planning to expand into other stuff.
All right, challenge accepted. No,
All right, cool.
I mean, I really think anything with like meat where you have to tenderize it and then have an uncomfortably long segment for tenderizing it. Lots of eye contact, like just
some chanting. Definitely some chanting while I tenderize.
Russ Bunny asks, you've heard of the secret Klingon hug and cuddle groups, right?
No, I haven't.
I want to know what that's all about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Klingons are keto.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely keto. Although Gaxx looks like it has a bit of carbs in it because there's right.
I guess whatever the worm eats.
Yeah.
Whatever is in its belly.
Right.
That's gonna go in you too. So.
Also, Adriana did a very cool thing this morning.
Oh, I did, but I don't want to share it yet.
And that cool thing was getting up on time, hydrating, and having a balanced breakfast, which everyone should do every morning.
Nice. Look at you.
Yes, a balanced breakfast of gluten-free blood pound cakes.
Yes. It's really good for breakfast.
But yeah, well, let's see. I don't know. There's another show I may or may not be starting soon, but I also don't want to talk about
No,
it.
you
Yeah, sorry.
definitely
I'm
can't talk
so
about
secretive
that.
about everything.
Yeah.
But yes, things are happening and I'm excited. And yes, I mean, I will talk about voiceover classes I'm starting as well. So that's been really fun doing that again, like workshops and stuff. But yeah, just been good to be back in LA and like just doing stuff and working again. So
nice.
Yeah. How about you?
I was able to make a cool announcement day before yesterday. I'm the voice of 5 NPCs in the video game Genshin Impact.
Ooh.
No way. Waifus.
And yeah. My favorite character is a guy named Sleepy, who is, his name matches his mood. But yeah, if you play Genshin Impact, listen for my voice. Apparently, B-Dave found me already and wasn't even looking for me and just said, I thought that was you. So that's always fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
I
so
mean,
cool.
I always talk about my absolute favorite game whenever I start a new video game. I first look around the room and take bets of, is it going to be Jason? Is it going to be Erika Ishii?
Yep.
Or is it going to be Matt Mercer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be one of them. Take your pick. It's going to be one of them.
It's gonna be one, I guess. Ah, I see the characters. They look so cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, one looks like an old man.
It does. He really does. Oh my God, that's all me in various stages of age.
I love it. It's so cool.
I I always, it's like when we work on games, a lot of times they give us a fake name when they book us for the game, like it won't be the actual name of the game. It'll be called like Montana or something. You got booked on Montana. Then you look at it and like, I don't know, these are people in space. I don't think this is about Montana, but anyway, and then when you get to the session, they'll tell you the real name of it, but then so many months go by before it comes out that sometimes you forget that Montana was actually, oh, that was that and that was that. So yeah.
God. Nice.
There's lots of cool things I want to tell people about that I can't because I'm sworn to secrecy.
Yes, I have some levels of secrecy. I can say that I guess I will be guesting on season 5 of LA by Night.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yay!
Cool.
Which I believe will premiere in like September and October.
Nice.
Nice. Are we allowed to know anything more? Like what you're gonna know?
I'm too scared to say anything else.
That's fair. This is very fair.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
I've already played a character on the show, and I can say that I'm coming back as that character. So that's all I can say.
You can say that, or you can't?
I can.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Vivka, did we get anything that you're working on?
Most of the stuff I can't talk about, but I made a fairy lamp and I made a TikTok about it, and that was fun.
A fairy land?
That thing was so cute.
Oh, lamp.
Yeah, so I found this it's like a big globe, and it's got like a top on it, and it's like this old lamp that was from I'm gonna guess like the 70s or 80s. When I got it, it was filled with dried flowers and wood and butterflies, but everything was like broken and trashed. So I ended up like cleaning it out, and over 3 nights, I basically rebuilt the entire inside with greens and pinks and purples. I painted mushrooms and glued all of this moss and everything in it, and built like a little fairy thing inside of it. And I'm thinking about getting a color changing LED light, and you turn it on and it's a lamp, but it's a fairy world, and I love it.
This sounds amazing. Do you have pictures posted?
I made a TikTok of it.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It looks like the Feywild.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know if you can tell by all the greenery around, but I'm actually turning my house into an indoor fairy forest, because that's how
Abigail
I
says
live.
it's a fairarium.
Oh,
yeah,
very cute. Oh, that's very cute. But yeah, so I'm always building kind of little fake plants, things, and putting them everywhere, because I eventually want to fill up the entire area to have it, seem like my own little slice of Feywild.
Love it.
That's really sweet. Nice. So fun to make things too, and it's satisfying to have it finished, and you put it in its little thing, or on a shelf or something. That's really cool.
That's the entirety of my house is shelves with little weird things.
Yo, that's awesome.
I've been having a lot of wig crafting, as I've told y'all before. Like this one, and then there's a purpley wig that I crafted, and then 2 other wigs for headshots tomorrow. So I'm super into that's my crafting energy right now. Wigs.
Okay. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I have 1 wig. I have a red wig, but I am so bad with the lace. It's a lace one, lace front. And
yeah.
I don't know if I should trim it all the way, or honestly. So saving that one.
I learned that if you okay, the thing I learned to make my wigs look better for my headshots, the lace front wigs, is that you can bleach the lace from the underneath, inside the wig cap, so that the knots blend with your skin better, and it looks more like your scalp, the hair is coming out of the scalp, because just the colors blend better, so you don't have these big old black knots with the hair that attaches to the lace. And I did that. That's what I was doing yesterday, and it looks amazing. YouTube is amazing. You can learn how to do anything.
Yes, yes. There's so many tutorials I was like looking at, but oh my God, I feel like I just need to learn hands-on, honestly.
Yeah. It was much easier to like bleaching, and by bleach I mean like using official like hair lightener, not actual bleach.
Okay.
But like, yeah, but like it was so much easier than I thought it would be.
Nice.
And it was very effective. I'll be posting the pictures in maybe a week or two.
Yay. Okay.
Russ Bunny asked me how many wigs I have. I do have a few, actually.
Nice.
The favorite one I have, like a mad scientist one. That's my favorite one.
Ooh.
Oh.
But my cousin sent me a picture today of me in the 90s with really long hair.
Whoa.
And,
Oh
those
my
days
God.
are gone.
There's always wigs. Dang it.
Yeah.
But I've never seen you without your hat.
Yeah, I know. I well, occasionally, like when we did starter kit, I took my hat off for that. But
Nice.
here you go. I'll hold this up to the camera. You can see me.
Oh, blonde too?
Wow.
That is
Wow.
a different person.
I think I was like
What?
17 or something.
That is a different person.
I know, crazy.
Jason,
Wow.
if you send that to me, I will make that your caller ID photo immediately.
Then I
Oh my gods.
Oh my goodness.
Sweet.
But yeah, I ended up
Oh.
posting, or Gary Khan helped me out and posted the link to my fairy lamp. If anyone wanted to see the TikTok, it'd be there.
I need to do that.
It's on the longer side because TikTok finally released like a
Oh, right.
3-minute thing. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
I did my first voiceover, and it was
I
emotional.
I
because
have it pulled up. I can't wait to watch it, but I was like, yeah. I can see the picture though, the cover photo. It's so cute. The lamp. You're talking about the lamp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's beautiful.
lamp is amazing.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
so cute.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it.
We got an update from Eric that he'll be back soon, so that's good.
Yay!
I think he thinks that we're still fighting the
Oh, right.
elemental, but I'm
Oh,
waiting
no.
for him to
Oh,
get
no.
back.
Let's see.
But I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
question. So tell me your RPG history, like what inspired you to get into RPGs, and when did you first start playing RPGs? There's no wrong answer, just curious.
Well,
For me, I think I was like around 10 years old. I got the red box of basic D&D. And my cousin played with me originally before I bought it. And he was a ruthless DM. We spent all this time making my character. And then he put me into the first town that I was in. And, we equipped my character, bought all my stuff. I was so excited. And then the first NPC that approached me said, that's a nice sword. Give it to me. and then he'd be like, how much gold do you have? And me, being a 10-year-old kid, was like, I have 10 gold pieces. Give it to me. Like,
oh my God.
He was like tough justice DM, just teaching me the hard knocks of what not to say in RP. So like within 5 minutes, I was naked, broke, and had no weapons.
Oh no.
Wow.
So sad.
Oh my God. How old was your cousin?
We were both 10. We were like the same.
Oh.
So yeah, he was just out for
Oh my
blood.
God. Wow, that's intense. That's an intense way to start.
That could have turned me off to it, but something like I think the process of making the character and the adventure that I was going to go on. Right, Luke said, "Strike hard, strike fast, no mercy." Kind of like what it felt like.
Cobra Kai DM, 10-year-old Cobra Kai DM. Wow. That's a great origin story, Jason.
But it kept me going, and then I asked my dad to buy me the game, and he bought me the red box basic set, basic D&D, where your race was tied into your class. So like if you were a fighter, you were a human. If you're an elf, you're just an elf. Like which is sort of a fighter magic user, they said at the time, combo. If you're halfling, you're just a halfling, which is kind of had some rogue abilities, but
Yeah,
more of a
rogue.
fighter. Rogues were humans, clerics were humans, magic users were humans. But you know what? It was a good way to learn the game, and then I got advanced D&D and was like, oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense to me. Like the simplified version was a good intro to it for a 10-year-old. But then once I got AD&D, that's when I really started to take off for me.
Nice.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, I'll go next. I guess I started playing RPG video games first, and my first one really was Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and I was like, "Whoa, this like you can go anywhere, you can do whatever you want, you can customize your character." And like, I didn't realize till I actually played D&D later in high school that like they structure these RPG video games basically like off of D&D stats and everything. So like it was, I was able to translate into D&D a little bit easier because I played RPG like, you know, Oblivion and Skyrim, and I'm trying to think of other ones. Really, I poured thousands of hours into Oblivion, and I love it. I still love it. I'm actually still playing it. Like occasionally, I'll just jump into my
Did you ever get to play? Did you ever get to play Morrowind?
Never played Morrowind, and I've always wanted to, and I heard it's really good. And that's where the what are they called? The Dunmer are from there, right? And that's what I would always play as a Dunmer. So yeah, that was my little story.
Lovely. Yeah.
So Dragon says my parents wouldn't let me play because of the satanic panic.
I am so fascinated by that.
I guess I'll go next.
Tying in with that.
Yeah, nice segue. Thank you. I mean, yeah, I definitely dove way too far into like all the Elder Scrolls. Actually, I laughed because in Morrowind I had every single stat maxed, which is stupid. It's unnecessary. Like I just remember being in a corner crouching, because if you're crouched then you're sneaking, and I have a low level restoration, like a low level illusion, and I'm moving forward, so sneaking, and just like
spamming,
but also jumping, because then you get the jump going, so I'm just like
oh my god.
I don't play D&D like that, obviously, but yeah, I remember way back when I was really young in school, all of my friends, you know, I was friends with like a collection of like other like geeky boys, and they all started playing D&D, and I really wanted to. And I remember my dad said no, because I would end up in a sewer live role playing and die. Like
the movie Mazes and Monsters.
That was the
Starring
legit,
Tom
and that
Hanks.
was the continuous reason told to me, is because I would end up in a sewer live role playing. And so what I would do instead is that I would meet up with my friend that was the dungeon master, and I would help him write the stories that I never got to play.
Oh,
but I still was like connected in some way. And the kind of happy ending of that is, you know, you fast forward throughout my entire history, and now, you know, I'm here and I'm doing these things. A couple years ago, my dad was able to visit California, and it was around, it was over like New Year's, and I actually surprised him. No, I didn't surprise him. I told him, I asked him if it would be okay. I was like, Dad, do you want me to run a D&D game for you? And he was like, yeah, can we do that? And for weeks, apparently, he was just like obsessed about this idea and so excited about it. And like, I remember calling my mom at one point, and I can hear my dad in the background being like, ask her if I can be a wizard. I want to wear a cloak. And I'm like, Dad, just, I mean, you can wear a cloak if you want. We're all sitting on the couch though. Just so you know. But yeah, literally over New Year's, like throughout the midnight, like as it transferred in, I was running a Christmas themed D&D game for my home group and my dad, who just destroyed everything. like I set it up so my dad was like more powerful, of course, because you want him to feel real good. But like he wanted to be an elf and a wizard. And I remember my favorite part, like he had some really great parts. There was one part where like there was this huge monster, everyone was fighting, everyone is so beat up, and one of my players is like, yeah, oh, the castle's up there with the maiden or whatever, we should take a break. And my dad's just like, no, we will keep going. And I was like,
oh my god.
and I was like, I think they want to sleep. And he's like, no, we must keep going. And I was like, Dad, just so you know, they need to sleep to heal. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he goes like this and he goes, sleep. And I was like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, I'm casting sleep. So he put everyone in the party to sleep, except for the main guy who was really hurt because he was also an elf. So like this guy is like bleeding. He's like, can I rest? And he's like, no. And then everyone around him falls asleep and he's like, it's okay. I'll do it myself.
Cast sleep.
Yeah, there was also another point where my dad decided to just lob a fireball, and that same elf who was like really hurt before, and the player of this elf was really into his character, drew portraits of it, like was very into the aesthetics.
Oh no, what happened?
I made him roll so many times. I was like, come on, you gotta get better. Come on, roll it, roll. Yeah, my dad nailed him with the fireball. And I tried, but the dice were not in his favor. I was like, okay, yeah, so Kevin, 54% of your body is covered in 3rd-degree burns. You have no hair left on this side, this and that. And he was just like, I'm gonna have to redraw that portrait.
Your dad, that is the most chaotic thing I have ever heard in a game.
I mean,
holy crap.
He was definitely like, he was good guy. He was definitely lawful good. Like, no, we need to go save the princess.
Is he sure about that?
It's like, just like going in knowing nothing. It was just like, sleep. Like,
that makes perfect sense though. They need to sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
I
can do that. Yeah. It's so funny.
They can just lay down. It's okay.
Please tell me though that during that adventure you took them through a sewer. I hope.
Yes. Lots of sewers.
I did not. I should have. I actually made the entire thing so campy and like adorable for my dad. Like it was very much like a Christmas episode where they fought like snowmen and candy canes, and that like the maiden that they had to save was obviously my mom. And my dad was like, we must save her. It was very wholesome and he liked it.
What a turnaround. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, my story is that I didn't know about D&D until I was like well into my 20s. Like I just did not grow up with it. I didn't hear about it, didn't know what it was. And I loved sci-fi and space as a kid. And I loved fantasy too. I loved like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. So I totally would have been into D&D if I had known it existed before I was in my 20s. So I have this like little sadness. It's not very deep sadness or anything, but I think about that a lot. Like, what if I had been able to start playing when I was like 12, But anyway, I played like just a couple of times in my 20s. And then I was doing a lot of narrative improv shows, and specifically a Star Trek narrative improv show. And narrative improv is basically what we do, tabletop RPG role playing, but without any dice rolls or any structure. There's no GM. The whole party is just your cast, and you're all weaving an improvised story together. And so I was doing that for several years. I had studied it. I had started coaching and directing and producing shows, narrative improv shows. And I was in the Star Trek one. And my friend Hector Navarro he said, hey, I recommended you for this Star Trek tabletop RPG game at Geek and Sundry. And I was like, thanks, cool. I was like, I haven't played much. Is that okay? Like, what's the deal? He's like, yeah, it's fine. Just meet with them and talk to them. And so I met with one Eric Campbell. at the Geek and Sundry offices. First time I stepped into that building. And that was back in 2017. And met with him. It was great vibes. He told me about the show and I got cast in that. And that was my first like long-term TTRPG campaign ever. I was hooked. Super, super hooked. I loved it, every bit of it. And pretty early on, I also recognized like, oh, Eric's a great GM. I think I want to try that. Like I was interested early on as a player in GMing at some point. And then the following year, I started GMing also at Geek and Sundry for I think Weave Society was the first one I did. I did like a 3-episode arc on that. And then I GM'd Overlight, which was a 6-episode series for that system, the Overlight game. And yeah, I was just hooked. Since 2017, I've been playing. I literally have not stopped playing since 2017. I've been always in a game, I think. Yeah. I think I've always been in a game or running a game or both. And now I do it full time. And I'm still an actor and, I still audition and stuff. And that's definitely like my thing, my main career pursuit that I'm doing. But like gaming has become this whole other avenue that just popped into my life. And now I love it. I'm so thankful for it.
Oh,
That's awesome. And then
amazing.
on another side, you ended up working in that building for a while.
Yes.
For Nerdist, right?
Yeah. So within...
Would that have happened if you hadn't have been on the Geek and Sundry show, or that was like
weirdly, yes, because within a week of each other, Hector reached out to me about the Geek and Sundry Star Trek game, and my friend Joan Ford reached out to me about Nerdist writing position, applying for that, and it was like within 10 days of each other, totally not related.
And you're like, wait, this is in the same building.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I don't even know if I knew they were in the same building until I set up interviews with them both. And I was like, cool, interesting. And then I was like, oh, it's all the same. It's all the same thing here. So yeah, it was nice. I've met so many people, including all of you by proxy, because I met Jason in that building, and I met Eric and B Dave, and just like so many amazing people came from that little community. So yeah, good times.
Yeah, we have it's like we're all sort of alumni from that building at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I think I went to it once.
You were there for one of the charity for.
Oh yeah, we sat on the couch. We took
Charity
pictures on the
20.
couch.
Oh,
oh yeah. Oh, then we crossed paths. Maybe I did at least one of those charity 2020s.
Nice. I've never been, but I know all the people there are so chill and good people. So
yeah, and I mean, Hyper RPG was where I met you.
Yeah, we met there.
Mm-hmm. And that was another kind of like spun off from the Geek and Sundry community.
It's it's a small world. Like it's the geek world is so small, especially out here. Like I've ran into people, like I went to San Diego Comic-Con in 2016. I just walked around and I met I didn't have a badge. I just met people there when I first moved to California. And then moved back to Arizona and come back to California like the next year and like run into people in LA from, the hotel bar at the San Diego Comic-Con. It's just wild. It's wild. It's so cool.
God, speaking of San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh,
I miss it so much because I missed like last year or what was it 2019. I missed it because I had just had surgery and I just wasn't healed up enough to be in crowds. And so I was like, I'll be there 2020. No worries.
Oh God, yeah.
Right. Oh God.
Yeah.
I miss cons so much. Like I used to go to like the anime conventions, really like more anime comic conventions, like in Arizona. I've been going since like 2007.
Yeah. Do you like the music? Do you like the anime music? Do you?
Yes. Oh, because you heard me. Like I had my mic on when we were like starting up, and like I still had some like anime openings playing on my Spotify, but I didn't know.
No video at all. Absolutely blank screen, but just I'm hearing like and you're just like oh good thing they can't hear that. And so
like, right.
I've been caught.
Sort of anime connected. I mean, I've had the good fortune of being cast in a lot of anime as a voice actor. But one thing that I did this past year that I've never done before is I was hired to adapt a song that was in Japanese to English for the video game Monster Hunter 2. And they do that a lot in anime. And basically, I was given the translation, and the game is very anime aesthetic. If you've seen the game, like it's sort of like a 3D looking anime. But I was given the translation of and the song in Japanese, and then I had to take what was translated and then rearrange the lyrics or find different meanings for those words so that the song made sense in English. Kind of a unique challenge that I had never done before.
It's really cool too. Super cool.
For Nintendo.
Super cool.
For Nintendo. Ooh. Oh. Man. Then there's Renaissance Festival.
What was that?
And then there's
I was like, I
Renaissance
heard
festivals.
it. I heard it. You said my power word.
I love Renaissance festivals too. Like my whole life, since also 2006 or 5 or whatever.
I miss
Arizona one.
Oh, God, I miss them so much too.
Yeah, like I felt like I could just be myself, like truly be myself at like Renaissance festivals or conventions, and it's really cool that now it's cool to like dress up and stuff. But
So I remember growing up, I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and the Michigan Renaissance Festival is lit. It is heckin' amazing. I love it so much. And my family, basically, like, we would save up during the year, and our like vacation essentially would be that we would go to the Renaissance Festival for a day. We would all be allowed to get like a turkey leg. I always got the soup in a bread bowl because I loved it. And we would be able to get one thing, like not a crazy thing, obviously. Like I'm not like coming home with a heart, but like you could get like one thing. And for me, it was like such an event that we all waited for all year. My mom loved it. I have a little sister. She loved it. I obviously loved it. And it was like the day that we waited for all year that was just pure magic. And my mom is super crafty. So she made outfits for all of us. Like my little sister with her like, big cheeks and wispy blonde hair had like the whole like blue princess with like the point hat and everything. And for me, I had this whole outfit in like, black velvet with colorful jewels put on because I was already dark and creepy. Yes. But my mom, when I say that she's crafty, like we are creatures of hot glue. And so there were days when we would go to the Renaissance Festival and it would be too hot and my outfit would start kind of shifting because it was all hot glue.
Oh no.
And as like an awkward, like pubescent teenager, it's like, this is great. This is exactly how I want to be.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Are you guys playing D&D?
We're talking about
chatting.
D&D.
Can I play D&D with you all?
Renaissance. Are you back?
Yeah, can we play some D&D? I'd love to play some D&D with y'all if you got some time.
Yeah,
let's do
it. 1 second, let me get ready. Ready.
Snap them tooths back in.
Okay.
Battle ready. Battle tooth.
Battle stations, everyone. Battle stations.
Battle thing, go.
All right.
Welcome back, Eric, and welcome back everyone to the game. We had a lot of fun talking about.
We just killed the water elemental. I recall that and got some pretty hefty treasure. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. And we got the boat. To just
about to.
Yeah. We were doing okay.
We waited for you, buddy.
Okay.
Waited for you.
Okay. Whose turn are we on?
Yeah, whose turn is it?
It's actually
Oh,
now it is the
elementals.
monster's turn.
Oh, here we
All
go.
right, well, I'll see you
Break.
guys later. Have a
Going to- Oh, you got to go again. All right.
great game.
Well, what's great is I want to thank the viewers because you guys have been giving and still been tipping and giving us more fate points.
That
Thank
was really sweet
you.
of
Thank
y'all.
you so much.
Thank you guys.
And because
Yes.
you've been doing that, the water elemental is going to do this. I'll recap a little bit for the audience. You are in the middle of fighting a water elemental on the coast of a underground lake, and that's
Right.
all that you've managed to take it down a notch, but it's still got a lot of tricks up its watery sleeve, including this that he is about to do. So, for this attack, the water elemental is going to use his special power called Whelm. So he is going to whelm you. Not overwhelm, just whelm, but it's going to hurt.
Let's just say, I appreciate that the water elemental is showing some restraint here.
Right. No overwhelming, just whelming.
Average whelming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I need you all to make a strength saving throw, please.
Ooh,
Basically, what
my
happened
worst
is
one.
The,
Oh, I actually get that as a proficiency as a monk.
the water from the lake sort of swirled around the water elemental.
not
You don't
lake
know
water.
where he ends, where the water begins, and you've all been just basically a tidal wave is coming right at you.
Well,
So,
I got 16.
This is a
Okay.
strength save.
a strength saving throw, please.
All right.
I got
so
a 5.
Leaf is going to roll a
Yeah.
10, and Thanata's going to roll a 6.
Okay.
Oof.
Snacks.
I will never be allowed to play Thanato again.
Oh, no.
That is a 21. Oh wait, well, I mean, I have advantage, but
21's good. For anyone who got below a 15,
Which is everyone, right?
Yes.
Oh, I got
go
a
on.
16.
Oh,
you
no.
got a
Okay, so
16.
just 3 of us.
so Leaf, Thanato, and Javi, you all take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
And the 3 of you are grappled.
Ugh, that's
Oh,
not as
no.
good.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Drop from 41.
And you are also restrained and unable to breathe.
Aw.
You got
Alright,
a little
this
bit
thing
of
is
time.
dying.
Okay. Okay.
We're gonna kill this thing.
That's not very nice.
Sorry.
great.
But hey, listen, he was going to do that regardless, and I let everybody go to the bathroom first, okay?
That's fair.
That's
I
true.
look out for
Bad
my
enough.
players.
It's
Look
bad
out
enough
for my
because if we were grappled within a water elemental and then one of us peed,
right.
Uh,
that would
Yeah,
suck.
but could you tell the difference? It's kind of like the pool. Well, maybe he's got that chemical that
It's lake water.
Oh, the chemical that
the
turns it
urban legend that
red.
if you pee in the
Yeah,
pool,
yeah.
there's a chemical that'll turn it
Only
red.
one way to find out. Someone let loose.
Yeah. But Leaf, it's now your turn, so you can try to escape that grapple.
Yeah, let me see what I can do here. That would be nice. but
Why is this water element getting
I
warm?
saw that too.
Why is it suddenly getting warm? Oh no! Let's see. Hand of harm physician's touch. Curiously enough, for someone who spends their life trying to grapple people and beat the crap out of them, so it's an athletics check. Is that correct? Or is it-
Yes, it is.
Can I use acrobatics by chance? Is that possible for a grapple? I don't remember.
Let me see.
Jump kick out.
Let's check on that.
I'm checking right now.
All right, grapple.
My
The
head
whole
canon is that
webpage
like
dedicated to grapple rules.
like Snacks jumped behind the boat and just like hears a slam and then peeks out and sees like everyone like in this like water orb and she's just like, oh come on.
Check contested by the strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check. The target
Great.
gets to
Okay.
use the ability.
That
So I'm
makes
gonna use
sense to me that you could
Yeah.
wriggle out of it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna acrobatics my way out of this. And I roll a natural 20.
Ooh.
So I just
Okay,
needed to
you have
reset.
success.
So
Spinning
27 total.
backflip out. So good.
Yeah. Leaf just like as he slams into the water, Leaf just takes a sliding step to the right, slides right back out of the water elemental's grip. And then I'm going to activate a oh, I do have that ability. That's right. This is one of those interesting moments where I can do a key field attack. 1 point is part of your action. You can make one attack with an unarmed strike. I mean, yes. All right, so I'm going to use key field attack and attack him as part of my action on the turn, because I won't be able to flurry of blows him. So I'm going to just key field strike him with a. I'll do an unarmed strike because I want to be able to hand to harm this guy.
Okay.
So he steps out, and I roll a 17 plus 7, so 24.
That
So
will
that's
hit
going to
for sure.
do.
Nice.
By the way,
That
we've
is
got a
gonna-
hype train happening. We've got almost 5 fate points. We're at like 4.
Wild times.
Thank you. Oh
Three.
my gods.
So I do 9 points of damage to the water elemental total. That's including the resistances.
Including the half. Okay, great.
Yep.
Thank
So Leaf punches him for 9 as he slips out. It sucks.
you. All right.
Wrath. Yeah.
Or go ahead. Do you have
Oh,
more?
I was just taking a chance at looking at Thanato, but never mind. We're good.
All right.
Grath, I have a question for you. Is your bow magical?
It's not magical.
Okay.
And I
But
don't
don't you have a
one.
magical sword?
Was the longsword magical?
It was a +1 sword.
It's magical. Oh God, it is. It's uncommon. It's a magic weapon. Okay. All
uncommon, it's
right. I
got a
got an
+1 on it.
idea.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
All right. I got 2 attacks per action. So
Throwing a
grab-
softball your way. Just an idea.
Thank you. I'm going to
5 feet.
Grath sees her companions just, drowning in this water demon thingy, water elemental. And she just, with the first attack, with Hunter's Mark still on there, I'm going to also engage the sharpshooter ability that I have now. So I'm going to take -5 to my hit roll, but we got a lot of fate points. So first
Yeah, we do.
hit.
Can you use? But
Why
you're
did I
still
use those
using your bow.
dice?
Using your bow?
Yeah, using the bow first with just
okay.
1 shot, and I rolled terribly on D&D Beyond. So
Go use a fate
we're
point.
gonna use a fate point. Thank you so much. I'm gonna use my D20 in my hand. Oh, sweet. Okay, so 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Sweet. So
Lower.
immediately,
People are being so generous today. Thank you.
I'm just
Thank
watching.
you.
Like
Thank you.
we're 77% through a level 5. I don't think we've ever done this. Like now we're level 6.
I know.
Wow.
Thank you
Oh,
again,
did it.
everybody. Now
Oh my
let's
God,
see.
Oh my god. They really want us to see a kill a water elemental. I don't blame them.
+2, 7, so +9, so 10 + 9, 19 damage with the arrow.
So I need
So-
to half that.
Half that would be 9.
Yeah, 9.
So 9. All right. And she, for the first time, just without thinking, takes out the long sword and just slashes it at the base. And I've never used this before yet, so I'm gonna roll with the D&D Beyond dice. Please don't fail me. Don't fail me. Okay. Well, I think it's 8 to hit.
8 will not hit.
Use a fate point.
You wanna
Many
use another
fate
fate
points do we have?
People are
We have
throwing them at. I can't
plenty.
even keep track.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
for the fate points. Okay, well, you know what? As
audience
she's
is
slashing,
bloodthirsty.
it's let's use this dice. Come on, baby. Oh, sweet. 16 to hit.
That will hit.
That's
Oh, thank
better.
goodness.
Yes.
Now, slashing. I see 1d8, but there's a 1d10 below it.
That's if you're
Um,
using it two-handed.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
would I be? Would I be?
Would you
No.
be?
I mean, are you only wielding one weapon right now?
No, I'm not. So it's one-handed right now. So
What
I
else
still
are you
have the
wielding?
bow. Well, the
She had
bow.
her bow.
Yeah, I
so-
had my
Oh,
bow
okay.
out and just like immediately pulled out the unsheathed the long sword, and I slashed with the long sword for 4 damage. Well, 2 damage, I guess. Unless it's magical.
No, it's magical. That's why. So you get all 4.
Then 4 points of damage adding on to all
Alright.
that.
Okay.
Leave my friends alone.
Oh, you went and pissed off Graf. That
The
was a
first
bad
time you
move.
ever used a sword in this whole campaign, I think.
Oh,
Didn't realize you had a magical one. It's good.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I have this thing.
Oh yeah.
Javi, I believe it's your turn. Unless Grath, is there anything else that you're gonna do?
I think that's all I can do right now. Bonus actions. I mean, I don't know anything useful. I think that's it.
Okay. Well,
So right now you're grappled and you can't breathe unless you can breathe water. I'm not sure what your air genasi powers may or may not grant you.
I don't think that's one of them, unfortunately.
You probably want to try and break that.
Yeah. Do I just try to move, or
What you do is it'll either be a acrobatics check or an athletics check, and I'll let you pick.
okay, not athletics, acrobatics. We'll do acrobatics.
Okay.
15.
That'll get you out.
Yes. Okay. So I stand up from the watery grave and acrobatics up from the watery grave, and I look
wriggle
at
your way out.
and I look at this swirling elemental in the water, and I say, "Yeah, don't mess with my friends." And I do 2 eldritch blasts with both hands because I just realized I'm past 5th level and I can do 2 and not 1.
Nice. All right.
All right, so first one. Oh wait, sorry, I rolled the damage first by mistake. Oh, that was a good one too. Damn it. All right, so first one.
Got lots of fate points.
Fate points.
Okay, good. First one is 15 to hit.
I think that hits. Let me just double check. It's been an hour. Yeah, that hits.
All right, second one is also 15 to hit.
Strangely, that does not. And I'm just kidding.
And then damage on the first one is 7. Damage on the second one is 5.
Okay. You're beginning to notice that this thing is really decreasing in size.
What size is it about now? Would you say like large or huge?
Still large, but it just feels like it's thinner. Like there's less. So it's maintaining the shape that it always was, but like you're starting to see through it.
So like 6 kobolds.
You were able to, even though it doesn't apply right now because you were able to break out of the grapple, but air genasi can hold their breath as long as they're not incapacitated.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. Air, breath. That's right. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I know that Thanato does not have to breathe.
He does not.
He's a reborn. So no one's suffocating right now. Like.
Nice. Look at
I
us.
feel like Benanta would be like in like the waters being like,
You just like, if it's like a washing machine and the camera's just still and you just see things passing by, you just see this grinning undead drow elf just pass by.
like still arms crossed, just
Yeah. Time's running out, friend.
It's still
Different sounds like
a large creature. But you're just starting to notice it's getting harder to hold itself together. We'll just put it that way.
Good. Put it out of its misery.
But we're now back up to the top of the round, which means it is Snack's turn.
Snacks.
so when she popped up from behind the boat and she saw everyone in the water and said like, oh, come on, she like struggled for a minute to climb over, and by the time she gets down and looks up, she sees that pretty much everyone is like handled themselves, and she's like,
Oh, like, yeah. All right, that's what I thought. Never mind.
and she just turns to go take a swing at the terrible water thing. Oh, this is exactly what I wanted to happen. So I got a crit
Okay.
to hit.
We all know
And
what that is.
yeah, and I know what that means with hacker, but we talked about this in chat. I just feel that maybe the explosion of confetti would be maybe inside of it. I want a lava lamp. Give me a lava lamp.
Oh yeah, sure. And don't forget when that And we haven't even talked about when everybody got whelmed, even though you
Oh,
made
yeah.
the saving throw, you're soaked now.
Oh,
So don't forget that too. Everyone's soaked with water.
excellent. Okay. Well, okay, first I'll do the damage. So what's that?
I said poor Snacks.
Okay, so that is 18 points of damage, and that is not counting the +8 for hacker.
Okay. Here's what happens. You take a big old swing at the water elemental. It's a critical hit. Confetti goes everywhere, including inside the water. It just explodes. It goes into it. It goes on you. It goes on everybody. It's sticking to everyone. The water elemental lets out a noise that sounds like it sounds like right when rain is about to start. That feeling that when there's something that's going to happen, that when you hear a thunder rolling through, but it sounds like pain. And the next thing you know, the water just sort of collapses in on itself, and the lake is going like crazy, but there's confetti everywhere, there's water everywhere, and you have slain the water elemental. Unfortunately, there's nothing left of it to be found because it has been absorbed back into the lake.
Oh. Grath sheaths her blade and just says, "Better hydrate before you dihydrate next time."
Oh no.
Sorry. I'm just kidding. That was
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's got to be the next Gaxx Pack T-shirt.
Hydrate before you dihydrate.
Evil, like close up on Grath's eyes with like a magical blade going across anime style. Just hydrate before you dihydrate.
So Snacks hears Grath say this, and you like Snacks has her back turned to you because she just like slayed it, and you hear almost like a whimper, and then she turns around and she's like, right? Snacks, all of the dirt and everything has been washed off of her, so she is actually incredibly clean. All of her scales are shimmering with like a green metallic, but you notice that Snacks looks different. She looks like just a cutie plump kid version of herself. Like she is puffy, and she's like, did you know that lizards absorb water through their skin? Snacks facts. And she's just like this pudgy, she's a pudgy Snacks.
That is the cutest thing I have ever seen. I say that out loud.
Agreed.
She rolls her eyes and immediately drops on the ground and starts like rolling in the dirt, which has got water in it, so it's kind of muddy, just like trying to be like, oh God, I look like a child.
Behaving like a dog that's just had a bath that did not want the bath.
Yeah, like doing the face thing.
Against stone, mainly.
Okay, yeah, Leaf is just shaking the water off of them, and then Thanato just goes, must be off my game today. Don't quite feel like myself. Usually I'm more op than this.
You did great. Don't stress about it. It's dead.
Yeah.
We're alive.
We all took care of it.
Well,
Yeah,
before
don't feel bad, Thanato. And Leaf just puts his hand on Thanato's shoulder and says, you were here for it. And then Leaf moves on. Should I do something really, should I be really evil and make Thanato smile? No. I shouldn't do that. That's abusing my privileges of playing Thanato's character. Yeah.
Snacks takes a couple steps towards Javi, like still like trying to like squeeze herself and like try to wring herself out. And she's like,
In case that ever happens again.
and she hands you a small ornate magic dagger.
It's best to always have something on you.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Because you don't have a magic weapon, right?
Oh, I think that was Leaf who said he doesn't have a magic weapon.
Well,
But I have magical attacks. So I think maybe you should give that to Leaf.
fine. So actually, that was my bad. I'm sorry. I'm all waterlogged. I can't think.
Mhm,
Right?
yes, I know. But as you
Leaf!
walk away, as you walk over to Leaf, I'm actually going to cast Gust, and it'll just be a very gentle air dry for you.
Nice.
So it's like my dog loves the hair dryer after the bath, so it's just like absolutely wild, like and like rubbing my face on everything. In the middle of it, she's just like, Leaf, and the second Leaf turns around, she just goes and just throws it at you because she knows that you're just gonna catch it.
What is it? A sword?
No, it's a magic dagger.
Is it sheathed?
Oh.
No, I am absolutely throwing it like
Make me an athletics check, Leaf.
An athletics check? How about acrobatics?
Okay.
That'd be all right.
You want to catch it or jump out of the way?
You catch it.
All right.
Were you trying to catch it or are you trying to jump out of the way?
No, I just go, oh, throw myself into the water. 21.
Okay. You catch it.
You catch it with your teeth. Like you can catch however you want. Just Leaf.
I'm wondering. Yeah, I get simple weapons.
That's a simple weapon.
Short. Oh, you know what though? Let me double check because I think dagger. I think dagger is an option for monks. I don't remember because I've almost never pulled a dagger for a monk. So let me.
Next just walks over, takes the dagger back. You know what? Forget it.
Does anyone want to
keep it myself.
I feel like everyone always can use a dagger. Like I feel like there's no.
No, remember when clerics couldn't use bladed weapons? Yeah, I can use a dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is it exactly?
It's just we found it somewhere in a thing, and I've been holding on to it. That is a DM call, a magic dagger.
We don't know what it does.
I don't think we ever. No, we've been in this cave forever.
The dagger +1 that I think you got like 4 adventures ago.
Okay. We don't know what it does. Leaf grabs the dagger and immediately his eyes start bleeding and he just says, "Yes, master."
It's a cursed dagger. You can never get rid of it. It goes flying back to you, Snack.
Cool. Leaf will look at it and just nod and says, and holds it up and like with that kind of gives you the wordless Leaf thank you and nods to you with a big smile on his face.
She turns to Javi like,
I love throwing bladed the weapons at him. So much fun.
I can see. And I wasn't trying to be ungrateful. I just know that Leaf specifically said that he needed.
No, it's okay. Is my hair too poofy?
No, I don't think that too poofy.
With the air dry.
Yeah,
I get a little too poofy.
Oh,
all right. So let's do this with this boat.
The boat.
Yes.
Oh my God, we finally going in the boat.
We finally have the boat. Okay.
This whole episode. No small thanks to me, but this whole episode has just been us trying to get in the damn boat.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have a boat.
Is the current still going the same? Like, has anything changed with the water current?
Those currents are the same. Everybody make me when you're looking. I want you to give me 2 checks now that you're relaxed and you're looking at the boat. I want everyone to make a perception check for me. And a nature check.
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a natural 1 for Leaf.
All right,
on the perception check.
Perception is 19.
Oh, okay. Well, perception check 12 and
then I make
natural 20 for the what was it? Animal handling?
Nature.
Oh, nature.
Animal handling.
Oh, sorry, I like get the 2. I conflate them all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So 21 for nature.
Good. I got a
Well-
19 and a 5.
We'll start with the nature check. So what you've noticed is that the wood on this boat is made from an usk tree, and it's exceptionally well seasoned and crafted, so it's as hard as bronze.
Wow. Okay.
Leaf, by the way, I rolled an 18 for his nature check. Then I rolled for Thanato and I rolled a 2. But then I realized Thanato has advantage on perception. So I rolled a second time and rolled a 2. So Thanato gets an 8. And then I rolled for his nature check and I rolled a 6. So he also got an 8 for his nature check.
Oh my God.
Thanato's like,
Off
something
day.
feels really off today.
Yeah.
And Leaf just goes,
The Snacks, you got a 19 on
Okay.
perception.
Yes.
So when you're looking at the boat, you see that there's 3 long planks that make the bottom of the inside flat because the hull is so tapered that if you didn't have those planks, everybody would just sort of fall into the middle. But you notice on the middle plank that there's a little there's like a little place to put your finger and pull up part of the plank.
There's a hole.
Yeah, like one of the 3 planks can be pulled up.
I put my finger in the hole.
Okay. You
R.I.P.
feel like you can pull the plank up.
I pull it up aggressively, like I flip the thing up, like a table. Just
Okay.
Snacks?
So underneath the planks, the plank that you pulled up is actually a mast and a sail.
oh,
Oh.
Interesting.
check that out.
Oh, interesting.
there's a stick in fabric. I don't know.
That's the mast, and here's a sail. This is a finely crafted boat. I was worried it was going to be too shabby going down and hitting the walls might break it, but I think,
And also, we're not at the mercy of the currents.
yeah.
Next
can-
doesn't know what these words are that you're using, and she takes the mask and starts holding it like a javelin.
Wait, Javi, you're right. We're no longer at the mercy of the currents because there's a sail, and you.
I got wind, baby.
Mhm.
Really?
I mean, I can cast wind, not like I have wind. Not.
Oh
wind.
yeah. Yeah, of course.
That wasn't me.
Vapors.
Good distinction.
It's me.
It was the bats.
Snacks is still using this mast as a javelin.
No. Snacks. This goes on the boat. No.
Careful with that. Careful
Okay,
with that.
it goes here, and like she tries to guide the bottom tapered part of the mast into the
The hole.
mast hole,
Yeah.
and it goes here, and see the cloth attaches to the mast up here, and she tries to she climbs up it and ties it up, and
Grab, can you make me a
fasten.
perception check while you're doing that?
yes, I rolled a 12 earlier, but oh,
No, this is for a new thing.
that's gonna be a 14.
Okay, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 14. Sorry, 24.
That's better than a 14.
What a difference.
It was
Um,
19 plus 4 or plus 5, so.
You notice on the mast
Okay.
that there are runes on the mast.
Wait a minute. And I'd like to see if I can decipher any of them, what language it is.
Okay.
What would I roll for that?
Probably,
History?
yeah, a history.
Okay. Interesting. Let's see what this is. Oh, well, I don't know because I just rolled a 2 plus 1. 3.
You don't recognize any of the runes or what language it is, but in the middle of them, larger and more protruding than the rest, you see what you know universally to look like a musical note. It almost looks like a button.
she notices the button and before pressing it, like kind of tells the group that there's like an inscription on this mast, and anybody can decipher what this says. And don't press this thing because it looks some sort of pressure.
Donato could try to make an Arcana check here. Would that help at all, or would this be more of a history check?
I think it's more of a history check, but
Okay. Maybe Leaf can. Nope, Donato has a better chance of that, unless somebody else has history.
I have history. I could try that. Normally, I would just cast comprehend languages, but I'm out of slots for that.
Javi, you've read a lot, so
Yeah, I can take a gander at this, and so I will roll history. You said, yeah.
okay.
Take a gander, take a look, see.
and I think we have fate points too. Still.
I will use a fate point.
Oh. Oh no.
History, better 18.
You're fairly certain it's a language that you don't recognize, and like you recognize all the major languages.
Right.
Doesn't look like one.
I don't know what this is, and I know a lot of languages.
It's not abyssal, is it? It's not infernal.
Not as far as you can tell.
Oh, dang it.
No.
Darn.
It's like
Interesting.
spots and wingdings.
This is very symbolic. Lots of symbols.
Yeah.
Well, this has a musical note on it, so and I guess like as Grath was just trying to like press around it, but you know what? She just accidentally puts a little too much pressure on the button.
Well, no.
Excellent.
The music starts playing when you press the musical note.
Uh-oh.
And the music appears to be coming from the boat itself in almost a magical type nature.
It's the USS JCM.
I'm a boat. I got some crazy powers that you're gonna have to figure out. I'm a magic boat. I can take you anywhere you wanna go on water. I can comfortably seed 5 and shrink to a 10th of my size. But you gotta know the magic word, and it's pretty hard to guess, or so I've heard. I'm a magic boat. You can order me to sail if you know how to do it. Yeah, I'm a boat. Come on, say the magic word. You know there's nothing to it. I could be your boat.
Not gonna lie, that's my favorite one you have done so far.
Same.
That was inspired.
That could have been the damn theme song to the show.
I'm a boat.
My favorite is I can take you anywhere on water.
I was like, this is either the worst song I've ever written for the show or the best song.
You have done yourself. It's all downhill from here.
Immediately,
This
Snacks
is-
takes out Hacker and is like, "What about you, huh? We've got inanimate objects singing over here. What about you?"
Nobody ever taught me to sing.
Well, you better start practicing because I'm just saying the bar is being raised, buddy.
What, my confetti isn't enough for you?
It gets in my bite wounds.
I mean, I've got prestidigitation. You could always use that to get it out of your wounds.
I mean, that's how you know you're playing D&D. I prestidigitation confetti out of my bite wounds.
Yeah.
I really want to figure out what this magic word is.
Snacks absolutely hits the button again.
Yes.
Honestly, I love it.
You want it again? All right.
Yes, damn you.
It's been such a weird episode. Let's just do it again.
Let's do it.
Put another quarter in the jukebox.
Hi, I'm a boat. I got some crazy powers that you're gonna have to figure out. I'm a magic boat. I can take you anywhere you wanna go on water. I can
I'm
dive and shrink to 1/10 of my size. But you gotta know the magic word, and it's pretty hard to guess, or so I've heard. I'm a magic boat. You can order me to sail if you know how to do it, yeah. I'm a boat. Come on, say the magic words. You know there's nothing to it. I could be your boat.
This time with added choreography.
Yeah. This time Leaf is gonna kind of pull an Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child and just hit it a bunch of time and be like, I am a boat.
I am a boat. When B-Dave comes back, we should just start singing it.
Yeah. Oh, don't even give him context. Just be like, so Thanato, and then just hit it.
I'll get him with it. We'll definitely get him with it, because this is where we're going to end for today.
Okay.
A lot of people we have to thank, and we'll
You
come
can't
back
top
to
that
figuring out
finale.
the boat at the start of next episode, and B-Dave will be back, and we'll all be here. So that'll be fun, and you'll get to hear the boat. I need to get the bridge right. It's been so long since since we've been playing the game for 3 hours. I kind of forgot the middle part, so I'll get it.
Oh,
we wouldn't have even known.
It's all good. It's all good.
So good.
You're amazing.
It'll be better next week. We'll just put that one.
So is it Boaty McBoatface? No, the boat's name is Float Boat, according to chat. Okay.
Float boat.
Float boat.
Float boat.
Like Snacks is sitting there like, yeah, it better be better next week. You better have something prepared, singing backup, perhaps a nice harmony.
We have so many people to thank.
Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah.
My God. All right, here we go.
Thank you.
I mean, so many people with Fate Point contributions today, and thank you. We're down a player today, and then we were down 2 for a little while. So thank you, and you guys were still contributing to the whole thing. It helps us pay for the show. And
Thank you.
We really, really
Thank y'all so
we
much.
want to thank Damn Weirdo 2, of course Eric Jackson, of course Rogan 27, Cast GT, Nico Mandanico, Kira 858, PW Kabosh, Brakieris, Rust Bunny, Scala Grimmer, Drummer X7, Nico Nathalie, Crude Imposter _ Nightbright, Becaris, again, Melba Danu, A to the J, Blazilla, Eric Jackson gifted 65 subs.
Oh,
Whoa.
Jeez. Is that just tonight, or is that in our history?
No, I think that's tonight.
Whoa.
Eric Jackson.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was also number 2 for bits, like
yeah.
3,100 bits.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
And for all the
Thank-
subs, 858, gifting and resubbing.
Oh no, he says it's total.
Commando Deco, Grayman RP, Sithcan, Damn Weirdo 2, and Blue Stripe Leader. Oh, and we're gonna raid Enthusiamy after that. Of course we are.
Yay!
Yeah, you guys, boy, we're really glad that you're on this journey with us, and thanks for coming with us over to Sundays. Even though today's not a great example of that because B-Dave wasn't available, Sundays are better for everyone to be available, so it gives you more of the group.
And thank you so much for your patience today when I had my little technical difficulty. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good,
Glad
good.
he was able to come back.
You.
We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Steamforged. Wait, no, not Steamforged. Norse. Well, thanks Steamforged. They're cool too, but they're not actually not a sponsor. But we want to thank Norse Foundry. We want to thank Dwarven Forge. That's what it was. I combined like several into another game. And of course, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and couldn't do this without Gary Con. So
Gary Con.
Thank you so much for Gary Con, and thanks for everyone watching us here on Gary Con Live. And everyone, tell me really quick where everyone can find you. For me, I'm on Twitch a lot. I've got all my regular socials. Everything's Jason Charles Miller, but also this is my Twitch channel right here. You can come see me on other days as well. And Aliza, tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me at Elisa Pearl at Twitter and Instagram. It's ALIZA. And yeah, I'm gonna be traveling, but still streaming a lot of my TTRPG stuff. So just follow me, and I'll be posting what will be happening.
Awesome. How about you, Eric? Eric?
Did you? Oh, I can barely hear you. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm at 16-bit Eric across all of the socials. So you can find me there streaming on Mondays. We do Clear Skies over on Q Times, and then of course Gaxx back here on Sundays. And then I'm streaming live on my channel. I always stream in the morning, so 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on my channel, 16-bit Eric, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Awesome. Vivka.
Hello, I am Vivid Vivka, VIVID, VIVKA. You can find me mostly on TikTok and Twitter. I upload all kinds of stuff on TikTok, from making fairy lamps to doing like snack skits. I think way too many thoughts, and I share a lot of them, too many of them, on my Twitter. Yeah, follow me on those. Same username, Vivid Vivka, and I'm here on Sundays.
Yeah, you are. And Adriana.
Hi. You can find me online at Adriosa or Adriosa Gaming. So ADRIOSA. You can find me on my Twitch channel every Sunday evening. Actually, this evening I'm going to be playing some video games, probably Resident Evil and some Skyward Sword. But otherwise, you could see me on the Gaxx Pack or other TTRPG shows across the internet. I post when I'm live and what I'm involved with on my social media, so go check me out. Or random pictures of me wielding claymores, I guess, on my Instagram. So
that was pretty cool. All right, and a big thank you to our technical director, KC, and to our producer, Luke Gygax, and to everybody else. Thank you so much for watching and participating, and we'll see you all next Sunday.
thank you. Bye.